This is YouTube. YouTube, what it do? It's your boy Black Atheist Rants. We back with it. This is episode 7 of Your God Is Not Real, right? Hey man, if you over there, I see you, HL. Turn up, turn up, turn up, turn up. If you just now tuning in on YouTube and Instagram, what's up, man? It's your boy Ball. We back with it. Looking to have the conversation, right? Amen. Amen. Let's get into it. Hit the thumbs up over on YouTube. Hit the thumbs up on TikTok. Tap the screen. If you get your heart me center rolls, it counts as one diamond. And yeah. So we killing it. We killing it with the diamonds right now. I appreciate y'all. When that bitch refresh, we should be in B5 or something. So I appreciate y'all. Your name is Nobody. Is that your name?
Yes.
How old are you?
35.
Cool. Over on Instagram, what's up? Talk to me. Yeah, you believe in God?
Of course. You do too.
Which one?
The only God, the only biblical God that you're referring to, the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. I mean, the same God that you believe in.
Yahweh, right?
Yeah.
From West Asia, the Levant.
West Asia.
Yeah.
You mean Canaan?
No, the Levant.
Okay. So where's Yahweh? Where's Yahweh mentioned in any West Asian tablatures history?
Well, the solar Egyptian inscription places him in Midian, worshipped by the Shasu, land of the Shasu.
Yeah, you understand that Shasu was early Israelites, correct?
No.
I mean, well, not necessarily. Clearly,
there's a snake in my boot.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, the Egyptians had it right.
Yeah.
But
but if you accept that the Shasu are the early Israelites, there was no heaven, hell, Jesus, the Bible, Pentateuch, Torah, Adam, Eve. None of that going on. The earliest forms of worship of Yahweh, it wasn't none of that. That's a religion that develops later.
That's inaccurate.
The earliest worship of Yahweh had nothing to do with what's written in that Bible.
Well, no, that's the written word. How do you know it wasn't through the spoken word? Because eventually first you had the spoken word before you had the written word.
Well, I can't play telephone. I got to go off what they wrote down. And that inscription mentions land of the Shasu of Yahweh. And that's not the only one. There's other inscriptions mentioning Yahweh and the Shasu, and then couples of hundred years later, then it mentions being blessed by Yahweh and his Asherah, the Kuntalit Adru, which kind of ties that inscription ties Yahweh to.
Which inscription is that?
The Kuntalit Adru. If you look it up, it mentions Yahweh and Asherah, his which is a lesser deity of the Canaanite pantheon.
Yeah, I don't appeal to Yahweh being a part of the Canaanite pantheon due to nature. Well, you just literally said he was.
No, so I said he begins as a deity of nomadic people from Midian at first, and then because the Shasu.
The Shasu were not from Midian.
Yeah, they call it the Midianite Kenite hypothesis. They were from, I guess, the upper Lebanon area. That's where the early Israelites come. I mean, just like, for example, if you look at Abraham, I mean, the Abraham cylinders, it shows you exactly in the land of Ur where that's located. Okay, what I'm saying is, no matter how you want to splice it, the earliest mention of this deity is talking about these Shasu people, and it's not mentioning no Jesus, no Torah, no none of that.
Of course,
that comes later.
I can never pronounce the word, so forgive me. The Tetragrammaton, I think that's what it's called.
Tetragrammaton.
Yes, that's the early divine hiddenness of Yahweh's name within Scripture. So that's neither here or there.
Well, Yahweh isn't the earliest. Yahweh isn't the only God, the earliest God. He's very much like all other mythological deities. He's just like the rest.
Okay, so support the claim.
I just did.
You didn't. All you said was he doesn't exist. That's all you said. That doesn't.
No, I said he's
or corroborate.
He's the exact same.
In regards to history.
Yeah, when you look at religious and cultural anthropology, he fits the bill of every other deity we would label as fiction or mythology. There's no symmetry breaker between him and the rest of the gods. So if you look at like Odin or Marduk and Tiamat or Oladumare or Osiris, Isis, and Horus, we see different cultures come up with their own mythological characters with faces, passion stories, some resurrection stories, some, not all. We see this develop as time progressed, and I'm saying Yahweh fits the bill as all of the other deities that we would say is fiction. Do you believe Odin slayed the giant Ymir to create the universe?
Well, the conversations
that's baloney, right? Yeah, it's your God is not real. Your God is
that means I would have to worship Greek mythology. We're not talking about Greek mythology. We're talking
Odin
about
is not Greek.
Odin's not Greek.
No, Odin is Norse.
Either. Okay, cool. I mean,
but I'm simply saying that your God is not real because your God is either a myth, it's a gap of knowledge or ignorance, or it's a label or title you're putting on something that is not a God. And so, because your God has a name,
so it's
we can put it right here.
The questions that you're asking, because clearly it's question mark ends. It's operating in bad faith because it doesn't matter what I could say. It doesn't matter what I could say. The bad faith is you don't care about the evidence. That's the problem. See,
no, I do.
You obviously you don't. Because I could say, for example,
there's a snake in my boot.
Yeah, just like, for example, it's called the desecration of names, or even the Abraham and in the limit of Ur, just like, for example, I can go back to it all the way through history, through the archaeological evidence that is there that actually substantiate my claim to God to be true. You're going to counter that, right? So therefore, it doesn't matter what argument that we bring to the table or what argument that is not brought to the table. You're still going to still try to pick a hole through that. So again, that's about what I mean by operating in bad faith. You don't care about the evidence. As long as you can put Christians in a corner and try to, belittle them for what they believe. But, I'm literally critiquing the same thing that you're doing. You don't have an argument. You cannot.
There's a snake in my boot.
Clearly, you cannot prove to me. Are we going to continue to do this? I mean, are we really doing this?
Yeah.
Okay, so
hold up.
Prove to me, a Christian, your position to be true.
Yeah. So when we look at, I actually answered this already. When we look at, when we look at different cultures and different, groups of people, they call it anthropology, which is like the study of ancient civilizations and cultures and religions and gods. And when we look at these mutually exclusive groups of people, we see across the board that everyone, they come up with gods to anthropomorphize nature if they're ignorant on something, to the point where you can explain the type of God a person believes in the area based on who's in charge, who they're fighting, are the women having children, are they closer to the sun or farther from the sun, what's the agriculture like. These people generally make up these egregores based on their location, their environment, and what's going on. And I'm simply saying,
why can the Egyptians? So why can, and I don't mean to interrupt you, and I'm glad you said that. So since that being said, then if we have what you just said to be true, then
right.
Why can the early Egyptians, should I say, because obviously they were overrun and completely utter destroyed by the Hypsipus period. The point is how can they write about a deity on hieroglyphs, such as per se Yahweh? They don't bring any other god up besides Yahweh. For example, migrating to Egypt, they actually have a migration of the Semitic people on the tomb of cleaning up the second. So if everything is just a complete bullshit lie, then why do we have a specific? I have no other word to say. A bloodline that proves who wrote of these things. Why would another civilization write about these deities that has nothing to do with their pantheon at all? But all of a sudden, we're going to make our position. Well, there's nothing in regards to Christianity to be true. There's nothing in regards to the Exodus to be true. We have nothing that the Egyptian or the Jews, the early Hebrews, being in Egypt, but yet we do through hieroglyphs. So, how can you reject but accept others while rejecting the others? That to me, that doesn't make any sense. That doesn't make any logical sense.
I don't think I understand what you're saying.
Okay, why can you accept some of the evidence while rejecting the same amount of evidence that a Christian brings to the table?
Some evidence for what? Y'all don't have none. Judah.
Okay, so
hey,
okay,
if you get your heart meat, get a rose with it. It counts as one diamond.
I brought up the entrance, okay, to the migration into Egypt. Okay, you didn't want to address that in regards to the Semitic people, right? Which is going to be the early entrance to where, I guess you could say. But it really, because history doesn't tell which side it actually, is leaning towards. Like, for example, if you look at the Abraham migration, it doesn't tell that, or the Jacob migration. So again, that's the reason why I brought up the tomb of Kenideth II. So you didn't want to address that, but the question is, the history doesn't, it doesn't say which time frame this migration actually took place. Okay, so because that depicts the Hebrews going into Egypt.
Please, I don't listen. Because you saying a lot, but I don't really know. I'm kind of getting lost when you.
It's obvious. It's obvious.
Yeah, because
I'm bringing up archaeological evidence. You're not addressing it,
sir. There's no evidence of those Bible stories. Now, I will say this: there are people, like
holy cow! I just brought up a well-known archaeological evidence of a migration of Semitic people going into Egypt, and you're going to completely reject that. That's what I was just talking about.
When have I said Semitic people did not travel and go into Egypt? When have I ever said that? I've never said that. I said the stories in that Bible. If you reject the
God of the Bible, then you're clearly rejecting the entirety of the Bible. That means it tells.
Okay, please hold on. Please, just hold up. Yeah. So, I'm rejecting the entirety of the Bible because it begins with fiction and it ends with fiction. You can't have pockets of. You can't be trying to profess this thing as, this is the objective truth in chronological order when it has like all this mythology in it. You wouldn't the standard that you hold other people's culture to, you don't hold this Bible to that same standard. And that's what I'm saying. It's not just these gods are made up, all of them are made up. And when we look across the board, like I was saying, when we look across the board, we see ancient cultures and civilizations have deities across the board. Everybody has a creator. Everybody got a God at the top. I was about to get off. God damn it. It's on me. It's on me. That's on me because I'm about to get off. I was supposed to go this morning. As soon as I fucking get up, Take Notes is on. So I let Take Notes rock, and then I get off Take Notes. So I'm getting my day started, and I'm about to sit down and press the button. Fucking Mama Bash, they got Black China up there. I said, I'm not finna go live and this motherfucker up there. Ain't nobody, so I'm watching Mama Bash live until that's done. And I ended up staying too long watching it. And so by the time I got off and got on, Be Easy's live. So
who is Black China?
The famous person.
Oh, she was on Mama Bash live?
The Kardashian. She was on there.
Oh.
And so as soon as, because I was actually watching Mama Bash right before I went live, and then the comments kept saying Black China. I said, what? And so I said, I look up at the fucking screen. She's up there. And I'm like, well, I'll just not go live for right now. And I was like, yeah, I ain't going. I just waited. And so I waited too long, and now I'm on somebody else's time. But it's Take Notes' fault, because Everybody know I get up at the crack of dawn, get to, do your workout, eat your Wheaties, hit your coffee, and I'm ready like 7:30. I'm 7:30 on the dot. I'm up wide awake. That nigga's on live. I said, bro, what's up, bro? You couldn't do my hours. You fucking up the this nigga.
Hey, you fucking up there, put pad.
Hey, but now I'm finna get, I'm finna get down.
They told me you was on, so I was like, oh shit. So I already ended mine. So hey, continue.
No, I wasn't gonna be on long anyway though. I probably was gonna do like, an hour or whatever, like 4:30 type shit. Cause I was just, when I be late, I just get in and get out. You just got to be live for 25 minutes for it to count.
Yeah, I don't really continue. I don't know what Black China was talking about. They was talking about Christian stuff.
It was bad. Soon as Thinker asked her a question, she crashed out. So
oh.
she pulled the whole holier than thou, She don't like curse. She don't like curse words. So yeah,
that's kind of the thing that happened to me earlier. I try to hop on what's his name, Big John Steele. I know. I think Ariel came in there on the tail end, but of course, he ended up kicking me. But like he made a fool of himself, and his people, saying, oh, you got cooked and stuff. No, like. First off, he didn't want to get to Jesus and stuff, but he was, hey, let's just establish, so does that mean if there's no contemporary, we're establishing it, so contemporary writings is the basis for establishing whether a person existed and stuff, so eventually I just said yes to play his game. And so, cause I already knew what he was going to do, so he said, so do you believe in Hannibal or Julius Caesar?
Mm-hmm. Typical.
And I was like, well, yes, Julius Caesar wrote a book. and then he looked up and was typing on the screen and stuff, and he's like, oh yeah, well, okay, okay, well, yeah, you're right about that. Hey, what about, he was like, oh, what's the other Caesar? I'm like, what are the other Caesars? That's a title, and then he brought up Augustus Caesar. Same thing. It's contemporary writers about, so how it went. So I but that's neither here nor there. Hey, I'm gonna drop down. Do your thing. Yeah, do your thing.
I was just up on, I was on, before you go, I had just went up on CBJ. I was asking him, I was looking into this dude, T.C. Schmidt. He's saying that the testimonium is completely authentic to Josephus, and I was looking into his book and stuff earlier, and I just wanted to run it by him to see if CBJ had heard of it. He was like, yeah, he heard of it and stuff like that. But there's a couple criticism of him, of his book, and they were just like, this apologetics, and
that's all I'm about to say. Yeah, he's an apologetic. Yeah. It's entirely inaccurate. Yeah, I know his book you're talking about.
He charging a leg for that bitch. That bitch $100. I said, now you charge $100 for apologetics?
Josephus and Jesus. Yeah, he's a Christian apologetic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So of course, he say it's authentic and stuff. He don't provide any evidence as to why. He just say it's authentic. He's a Christian apologetic.
He does provide evidence. I actually have the book and I've actually read it. He does provide evidence.
Oh, okay. Well, can you run through what evidence does he provide then? Let's run through it.
Well, yeah.
Because I haven't read the book. I just know of him.
Yeah, textual criticism. I mean, he uses the same standard. See, the problem is it doesn't matter if it's Christian. It doesn't matter if it's secular. They still use the same formulas. There is no indifference because they use the same amount. Just because it's a Christian doesn't mean anything. Just like, for example, I'm a theocentric psychologist. Now, you may laugh at that. It means Christ-centered psychologist, but it doesn't take away from the formulations of which all psychologists work through with inside understanding how to, a case conceptualization actually works and actually provided in regards to mental health or whatever a person is actually going through. It's the same kind of idea.
Okay, nobody before you. Okay, so because I haven't read the book, but I'm very familiar with the topic. So you said textual criticism. So can you give me an example of what about the text does he criticize to say that it's authentic?
Well, no, he goes against the grain of what is being actually presented, because most people say, or most scholars say, that it was presented, complete fabrication by a Christian, an early Christian from the early
But
church fathers.
Check it. Nobody. I'm just trying to clarify. Listen, I know he
I'm
goes
literally trying
against.
to answer. I'm literally trying to answer your question, my guy.
Can you like be specific then?
Sure, he corrects the dating. Not only does he correct the dating, but he also corrects the inconsistencies that the early.
So what exactly does he say then?
I don't know a word for word. Good Lord, I read it about a year ago.
I'm expecting you to know it word for word because it's nothing about the text, even the words in the text.
So you're already operating in bad faith because I've read it. I read it last year. So
okay,
you
well,
expect me to remember
that's
something
fairly
last year?
recent.
I could bring up some bullshit for you to believe, and then you say, "Oh yeah, man, that sounds 100% correct," without you reading it for yourself. Read it for yourself, and then formulate a hypothesis of your own. I can't tell you because I will read it from a vicarious outlook. You're going to say, well, it's completely biased because you're a Christian. You're going to agree with this position. No, I want you to read it so you can formulate your own thoughts about it. Then you can come up with
I just thought that you would be able to provide me.
I will provide the book for you.
I just thought that since you said that you read it and I haven't, I thought that you would be able to provide me some evidence that he uses or that he says to, postulate that the Josephus stuff was the writings were indeed written by Josephus. But since you can't do that, all right, you're useless to me then. Okay, cool. I'm gonna dive into it myself. I'll be aware.
Synopsis of what it was. You didn't want to hear that.
I don't want to hear what.
Well, I literally just told you he's using criticisms. He corrects the criticisms.
What does he say?
Well, according to the early church fathers, it was supposedly a Christian who actually inserted this whole little inserted text. CBJ is the one who actually regurgitated that shit all over TikTok as well. So the point is like an early Christian.
Wait, I'm trying to understand what you said. You said according to the early church fathers, it was
supposedly an early church father supposedly inserted the text about Jesus.
Inserted the text. Yeah, it was. Yeah, you said
sure, cool. No, actually it wasn't. And that's the reason why I'm saying he corrects that. Schmidt
so how does he correct it then? Does anyone before Eusebius
textual criticism?
Does he say anyone before Eusebius mention the Josephus phrase?
What Josephus phrase?
What the?
Okay, so there's a lot of phrases. You have to be more specific.
I stand corrected. You're useless.
The testimonial, brother.
Like, yeah, I'm talking about what Josephus phrase. That's all we're talking about.
There's a lot of phrases. He says a whole lot of phrases in there. Just like, for example,
no, he doesn't.
He literally does. He talks. Josephus talks about also James, Jesus's brother. He all addresses that as well.
He notates who he's talking about. Jesus, the son of Damnius.
Son of who?
Damnius.
Who?
Damnius.
See, I'm talking to somebody that haven't even read the text. Don't even know what you're talking about. Again, you're useless. All right, you're useless.
That's your argument. You really brought no argument to the table. So who's useless? Come on, be easy. I thought you were better than that, bro.
No, you're not bringing anything to the table. You haven't even read the text.
Brought some substance.
So
I actually thought
you're ignorant to the subject.
Substance. I think that you would have.
We're not going to talk at the same time. You're ignorant to the subject matter. You haven't even read any of Josephus' texts and stuff. You're unable to tell me specifically what evidence T.C. Smith is utilizing to say what he said. So again, you're useless.
I literally told you he's using criticisms, the same criticisms that all scholars use. You failed to understand what that means.
No, you're using criticism. That don't mean jack shit. What criticism? What specific criticism is he using? What is he saying?
He's addressed. Okay, so do I have to say this slower to you, Beezy? Do I have to actually write it down in the chat so you can follow? How do you want me to do this? Do you mean privately message you?
Bro, say what he's saying. Say the evidence that he's saying, bro.
Okay, so yeah, he corrects again. He corrects the dating that it was supposedly written, but not only that.
Okay, how does he correct the dating? How?
because again, everything changes. It's
What does he say to
87.
correct it?
Holy shit! You're not going to understand it till you unless if you read it. Bottom line, you're not going to understand.
No,
what he's actually,
okay,
his
man.
argument is
I'm
until
okay. You
read
got it. I'm done. You're useless. You're useless.
So you have no argument, so you have no response.
You're
Okay,
useless.
just
You not formulate your own arguments that regurgitate.
let me see if I can help. Be easy. So when I looked into it, you know, like the testimonium has this language where he's basically calling Jesus the Christ.
Mhm.
Right. And so Schmidt is saying that it's actually like more hostile than that, which makes it because of course, like when we talk about the testimony, we say Josephus wouldn't have called Jesus the Christ, right?
Mhm.
And so from what I've gathered so far, and I'm not done because I don't have the book either, but from what I've looked at, he's basically saying that the language used is more hostile than what the scholarship is saying. So it's authentic because it's like he's saying that, like, they, you know how Tacitus speaks where he's like, well, I'm sorry, is that Tacitus? Fuck that part. Just scratch that. Basically, he's saying that Schmidt is saying the language is more hostile than originally believed, therefore it's authentic. That's basically kind of like a gist of what he's saying in his book. I haven't read it either, but I have tried to find videos and clips of him, and that's what I've got so far. But I have more work to do, people. So don't take my word for it. You got to look at it yourself too. But that's basically what he's saying. The language is more hostile than what the scholarship is saying, therefore it's authentic. Like
so
that.
he's saying the exact language of the TF is hostile.
Yes.
Where is it hostile? Like, so
well, he's using a version of stylometry where he's taking other God, I literally just talked to this nigga and he said it, and I just basically he's using like the textual criticism where he's taking other parts of Josephus's writings and he's saying, you know, if you look at this phrase and then you look at the phrase in the testimonium, it's more hostile than what they're saying, and so it's authentic because it matches. He's saying that it does match Josephus's style because it is a hostile. The language is more hostile than originally perceived. Does that make sense? What I'm saying? I feel like I'm not making sense.
I'm trying to figure out, because it's only one place in the TF where supposedly just Josephus is offering his personal feelings at the beginning, where it says if it be lawful to call Jesus a man at all, you know, that's him adding his own 1-2.
I got you.
And that's not a hostile statement. That's him pretty much saying that, hey, this guy is God. And the rest of the statement is pretty much supposedly detailing the events and stuff of what happened. Like, I'm gonna read it right here. This is the entire TF. Now, there was about the time Jesus, a wise man, if it be lawful to call him a man at all, for he was a doer of wonderful works, a teacher of such men as receive the truth with pleasure. Period. That's the part where supposedly he adds his 1-2. Now, the other parts, he drew over to him both many of the Jews and many of the Gentiles. He was the Christ. And when Pilate, at the suggestion of the principal men among us, had condemned him to the cross, those that loved him at first did not forsake him, for he appeared to them alive again on the third day, as the divine prophets had foretold these and 10,000 other wonderful things concerning him. And the tribe of Christians, so named from him, are not extinct to this day.
Well, see, like I said, the criticism that is being produced, the criticism is the same thing that you're seeing.
You're useless, bro. I'm talking to the host and AA Run.
So it's 3v1. I mean, is that what?
No, we weren't even talking
host,
to you.
can you control your guard dog?
He's talking. He's not talking to you though. He's talking.
Yeah. I sure am guarding, nigga. Roof.
Relax,
roof,
nobody.
Roof.
So
roof. Yeah.
You're crashing out.
Roof. I'm a bloodhound.
Yeah, you're crashing out.
Get out of the host yard.
Using the same amount of measures.
Get out of the host yard. Roof, nigga.
Appreciate the gifts. If you get your heart me, send a rose with it. Two coins is one diamond. We need diamonds, baby. So if you get your heart me, get a rose with it. It counts as two. It counts as one. Thank you. Yeah. Well, okay. Aaron.
I know. Aaron say he's familiar with it. So
okay.
Hey guys. So Smith's argument, he's got there's two parts to it. One is that language you just read, B, that supposedly when it was written, people would have read that as Jesus was a sorcerer. So he claims it was intended to make him look bad, that he was doing miraculous works, but nothing in the text indicates that. He's making that up. The other thing he did is he ran stellometry similar to CBJ, but where CBJ uses function words that we all use that create a fingerprint that is specific to us, Schmidt used thematic words. And thematic words are not unique to someone. They cross many different, like anybody that believes the same thing as you is going to come up the same when you use stellometry on thematic words. Mm-hmm. That's why it's just insane that he even did that.
I don't think Easy knows what you're talking about, bro. I'm going to be honest with you.
Please, nobody, hold up, because Easy knows what he's talking about. Hold on. Just give us go ahead. Go ahead. What you saying, Aaron?
Yeah, I was just saying, using the thematic words instead of function words that CBJ uses, it's useless.
Mm-hmm. It is because they are very easy. I was just about to say what Double just commented on. It's useless. They're very easy to fake. So thematic words is very general. Everyone uses thematic words. All right.
Yeah, that's all Smith's got.
I'm about to buy this book so I can read it and stuff and become familiar with what he's saying, just so I won't be sidelined from it.
Yeah, because I was looking at it too, and I just was like, I never looked into it, never. So I said I would take the time and at least like try to see it. Hanji said Egypt won. Yeah, but that was all. I meant to run it. I was gonna run it by you whenever I talk to you. Because I had run it by him to see, just put some other eyes on it to see what y'all have to, if y'all ever heard of it or whatever. Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've heard of it, but like I said, never read it, and I know he's a Christian apologist. You know, and you know they're trained to lie for their faith. So
yeah, that's what I try to tell people. Apologetics is defense. And like if you like a polemic would be offense, but apologetics is like you're defending it. So when you're defending it, you'll say whatever to defend it. But it's like what they do against the Muslims, that would be like a polemic or like a offensive move. If you notice, like I was saying yesterday, a lot of the new up and coming popular Christian apologists, they're going after Islam now. Like they're hosting lives where they're attacking Hebrew Israelites and Muslims. That would be a polemic. But when they're, defending it against us, that would be the apologetics of it. Or like they'll just, kind of like what's the guy's name? The older guy, the apologist that's just terrible. With
Dawkins?
No. He's on here. His name's on top of my head. Fuck.
The older guy?
Yeah. He be going on Rome panel. This black dude.
Oh, J-Rob?
No. Is it Clint? It ain't Clint. I can't think of his name.
Oh, I know who. Breezy? I don't know.
No. It's an older guy. He's an actual apologist.
Oh, you talking about Chap?
Chap. Yeah, Chap.
Hey, yeah. You know what? Hey, I yearn for the day he pop in on me. Like,
yeah,
and you know what?
He go to Rome. He only go to Rome panel.
Yeah, I'm. You know what? I'm. Yeah. Since you live and I'm glad. Yeah, I got a video that he did a while back. Talking about evidence for Jesus and a lot of he lying on and stuff. I'm about to work on that so I can stitch that, so I can put that out. Yeah. I'm good. Yeah.
But if you plan on getting on, I ain't gonna be long.
Nah, do your thing. Do your thing.
But yeah, Aaron, yeah, I appreciate you explaining that because CBJ explained it, but it went in. I was listening, and then as soon as I got down, like, damn, what that nigga say? So
He went really fast, to be fair.
Yeah. But so you're saying that I want to just make sure I'm repeating what you're saying so I can show that I was paying attention. So basically, Schmidt is using stylometry on thematic words, and that causes a problem because it's. Can you say it one more time? Let me write it down.
Okay, so I'm not making fun of you, but you know how you just said there?
Yeah, that would be a thematic word.
No. That's a function word.
Okay.
That's a habit you have. It's the common words we all use that we have. We create a fingerprint with those function words.
Gotcha.
Thematic words are the important thing you're talking about. Everybody's going to use the thematic words in the same way when you're talking about a topic.
That makes a lot of sense. Right. Because if we're talking about the Christ, we're going to say Christ.
Exactly.
Right.
Exactly. Okay. So we're looking for the fingerprint, not the common things people use.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm with you. That makes a lot of sense. Yeah. And I'll still I'll look into it some more because I just wanted to. Nobody talks about him. I never heard of him, so I'll look into it. Yeah.
He comes up maybe once every couple of weeks in CBJs, and it's really weak every time. But it's a good thing to know when people come up with it.
Yeah. And he's like is he one of like the top apologists or something?
He's a New Testament scholar. So because he's considered a New Testament scholar, he gets kind of a higher rating than most apologists. But it's all his scholarship is all apologia. It's all just it's not based in fact, it's feelings.
His name is T.C. Schmidt.
Yep.
That's his name. The person in the chat that's asking. Yeah. But I appreciate you, Aaron. Ain't nobody. Well, there's one person in the request. Well, he gone. So I'll try to. But yeah, thank you for coming up and explaining it, man. I appreciate it.
Yep. Anytime, man.
Say that. Well, if don't nobody come up, then they're gonna be easier again. Yeah. Brother.
Hey, I just located a PDF of the entire book. $100 for it.
Man, look,
I'm gonna send you the link. I'm gonna text you the link. Yeah.
I wanted to get that motherfucker, and I was like, why the fuck he charging $100 for it? It's just a Christian. Like, damn.
Yeah, I see. Yeah, I'm about to get to work on it. And not the whole thing, just identifying the places, there's reasons for saying it's authentic and stuff. But I'm gonna send you the link to it.
Okay.
Too. All right.
So, how we looking? You have to join the stream. You got to go over to TikTok and type in Black Atheist Rants. I really should start putting the link to the shit in the YouTube thing. I just don't, because I don't be thinking they want to join from over there. But I'll try to see if I can copy and paste it. Hold up. Copy link. Okay, there you go. So I'll put the link in the thing if you want to join. But if you don't got TikTok, it ain't gonna let you join. So yeah. I put it in there. I don't know if it. Whoa. I don't know if it's gonna let you join. But yeah. So yeah. Everybody hold your seats. Okay. Yeah. But So yeah, I'll try to modulate. So this is your God is not real. I'm simply saying that when we look at God or gods, all of them fall into one of these three categories. Either it's a myth that is culturally and mutually exclusive, or it's a gap of knowledge, the God of the gaps, the argument from ignorance, or it's a label or a title that you're putting on something that is not a God. An example of all three would be, an example of the myth would be Marduk and Tiamat. According to the Babylonian creation epic, Marduk slayed Tiamat, which is a watery chaos. And when Marduk slayed Tiamat, they created the universe like that. So that would be a myth. We know that Marduk and Tiamat are culturally exclusive to the Epic of Gilgamesh. And another example would be Odin. I like to use Odin because, Norse mythology is cool. When you look at the god Odin slayed the giant Ymir to create the universe. That's what the Norse believe. So those would be myths. The gap would be, well, if you don't believe in God, how do you explain consciousness? If you don't believe in God, how do you explain the universe? How did we get here? Those people are saying, because I don't have an answer to that, therefore God. That would be a gap. But that's just ignorance. The moment new information comes out, or the moment you learn a new thing, that God disappears too. So we know that myths are culturally exclusive. Gaps is just an ever receding pocket of ignorance. And the label would be, oh, God is love, God is the universe, God is nature, God is consciousness, God is the mind. Those things can be explained without ever using the word God. Therefore, they should be explained without ever using the word God, because they're not gods. And the moment if you start calling everything God, then the word means nothing. For example, if a person told you, I believe in everything, what did they just tell you? They literally told you nothing. Because if you're using the word God like a title for everything, it's not mutually exclusive, and we're not talking about anything. We can't pin it down. And if we can't pin it down, there's no reason to call that thing a God.
What's happening, bro?
What's up? How old are you?
I'm 43.
You a Christian? I'm sorry. Wrong show. My bad. Wrong show.
Man, you're a young man, dude. And
I'm
someday,
56.
Oh, okay. Well, you look like a young man. Well,
Skincare routine.
that's good. That's good.
Moisturize, exfoliate. You did.
You got to get that skincare.
It's a fountain of youth out here. You know what I'm saying? But
What's
yeah, I'm
up?
56. But what you were saying?
Nah, salvation is individual. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can't do nothing for your salvation other than tell you the word of God. And if you haven't found it, it's there's probably many reasons, especially in your 56 years, why you've turned from God. And all I can say is that I hope you don't die tomorrow. I pray you don't die tomorrow because I don't want to see you in damnation, bro. Okay, so here's the deal. You have in hell, you have every single evil person that's ever existed throughout all of time. And you have dark princes.
Oh my God.
Why'd you mute me for that?
Butterfingers, just slip.
Nah, man. Nah. You getting upset, dude.
Power of God, it just slipped. But so the conversation, I know I was a Christian for 30 plus years. I know all of that, what you talking. But maybe you haven't heard what I'm talking. So let's see. So your God is the God of the Bible, right? The Yod-Heh Vadway.
Father, Son, and the Holy Spirit. Yeah, the Most High God. Yes, above all.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yahweh.
See, the thing is that throughout all of time, there's been rebellions against God. Mm-mm. And there was a rebellion in heaven where the angels were right. turned into devils.
So this is an external critique. I haven't given you any of that.
Well, I'm explaining.
I know, but so an internal critique would be, why did God put Adam and Eve in the garden? An external critique would be, Yahweh is a tribal deity from the southern Levant, and he was never the creator of the universe because there's no evidence
Well,
of that, and that story
there
gets
were
that
there were
story evolves
Elohims.
over time later. The
there
Elohim
were
are
Elohims.
the Elohim are the lesser gods of the Canaanite
Well, there was one
pantheon.
supreme Elohim. If you
Yeah,
understand Judaism,
El is the most high of antiquity. During that for that group of people or that specific culture, right? If you
there
and
were
I
seven
jump,
nations, bro. There
I
were
wish we
seven
would
nations
please. I
that,
wish we
that
would
each
please
had
slow down.
gods
Can we
that
please?
God had a hand in, and they were unjust and cruel to God's chosen people, the God
I
of
don't want to
Abraham.
mute you. And there it is. So when we're looking at this,
No, you want to tell me what you think you know because
it's not about a think.
you have
Not about a
pride.
think. I don't have no pride. Please relax. So when we're looking at these Israelite people, they were originally polytheistic. I don't know where you can go outside of the Bible to support these people not being polytheistic, right? Everything that I've found and touched and read about
When did they become non-polytheistic? In Abraham,
just slow,
right?
just
Yes, exactly.
can we slow down and just hold up, please? So
I don't need your history lessons, dude. Okay? The one true God, the first believer in the one true God was Abraham, dude.
Abraham wasn't a real person, brother. There's no evidence of no Abraham. That's why I was trying to tell you, this is not an internal critique. I haven't given you any of that. And why are you fighting the mute button? That's
Because you just want to talk, dude.
I
You
don't.
wanna-
I let you
what you're
speak,
saying
and
is
you.
false. There's only truth and there's
I'm not
falsehood. You're
going.
speaking falsehood.
I let you speak, and you preached. How old are you? You don't know you up here? You don't know who you up here. That's true, sick. I'm true. Yeah. But yeah, like if I give you the floor and you start preaching about heaven and hell, you've given up, you forfeited your time. Because you don't know heaven and hell are made up, but they are. Yeah, when they be like, because he's not the only person that'll say that. They'll say, I don't care about the history lesson. I don't want to hear the history. Well, I can't help you because we're not about to argue theology. I'm not about to argue with you about what God said and what they supposed to do based on Yahweh's word. No, we're talking about external history. How old are you? Or do you know you up here?
I'm the same dude. What history are you talking about? There's only one history, bro.
I didn't even know you were the same person, bro. I promise I didn't. I wasn't even paying attention.
That's all good. It's whatever. There's only one
if
history.
we can't have if we can't have a conversation, then you ain't gonna be able to be up here.
What other history are you talking about, man?
Right. So the Bible, there's a difference between like what a person writes down in their literature, their theology, and their dogma versus what is actual history. Right. The Israelites can write down whatever they want in their theology, just like other groups of people can do the same. That doesn't make it true. Just because I'm using other, but see, we have to use other religions as an example to put you in the mind of, oh, everybody does this across the board, right? The Norse, they believe that Odin created the universe. Just because they believe that, or just because that's their oral tradition, or some they wrote down or made an inscription of, that doesn't mean it's true, right? Right?
God gave
right
religion to
I'm gonna push you. I'm gonna push you in fucking oncoming traffic if you don't lock in.
All those lesser gods are now bound until the day of judgment, dude.
I hate when that got to be my worst thing, when they reduce other people's culture to something inside of their religion. You can't do that. That's not right. You can't do that. I hate when Christians do that. Oh, those are demons, or those are demonic spirits, or those are that's the Antichrist. According to who? They don't believe that. Brother, no, because you want to preach to me, and I don't really like being preached to. I don't want to block you. Stop requesting. It's over with. I tried. But like I was saying before I was interrupted, I try to make this conversation. This is real. I don't listen. They try to make this shit more philosophical and abstract than it needs to be. It's a very simple conversation. The deities with names, you can literally trace them back. Every deity with a name can be traced back to somebody or a group of people who made it up. Every last one. Type in a god and figure out where does it come from, who was the first people to worship it, how does it develop. That go your answer right there. The problem is that the Abrahamic religions, they have a monopoly on creation, science, mathematics, technology, engineering, all that. They have a monopoly on all of that. So, you know, because they've colonized the world in the name of the Abrahamic religions, they have the privilege to ask questions or to make claims or make statements that are you know, that no other culture is allowed to make. I ain't never heard the Norse say, well, if you don't believe Odin didn't create the universe, how do you explain XYZ? No other culture gets to talk like that but them. Because they're saying, if my God ain't real and my religion ain't true, there's no other possible explanation. Why? Because those other cultures and religions and deities, oh shit, I almost knocked that down. Because those other cultures and pantheons have been reduced to mythology. Not because of anything they've done, but because of colonialism. I come beat your ass and force Christianity on you, and I tell you your gods are not real and they're lesser than mine. That's how that works. But that's not culturally appropriate to reduce other people's, because all of it is made up, but not to them. That's the key. You see, I'm not here to tell the Norse that Odin isn't real. You know, that's not my place. If that's their culture and they accept it, it is what it is. Now, I am here to tell black people they shouldn't worship Odin. But if motherfuckers from Denmark want to practice their culture, who the fuck am I to get in the way of that? And the same goes for us. It's just we're not practicing our culture. And so I interject and make suggestions to us only, not to the North. That's how this works. So when we look at God or the Christian God, there is no symmetry breaker between Yahweh and Odin and Amun-Ra and Olodumare. There is no symmetry breaker. The only difference between these different gods is gunpowders and swords. That's it. How old are you?
30.
Are you believe in God?
I do believe in God.
Cool. Does your God have a name or no?
Well, I mean, I believe in God outside of religion. So like maybe minus.
I'm saying, does it have a name though?
I mean, not necessarily. I mean, I feel like because I follow Christianity, then we give them names. We give it names because we have to communicate. And we have to have some type of something to grasp at to communicate with each other, you know,
Yeah, because it's all cultural.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
And so, no one's born with a religion or a God. You have to be taught this from somebody, somewhere. And if you're brought up in a specific culture, you're going to worship that God, that culture's gods. I don't make the rules. That's just how it is. You're not going to know or learn about a foreign deity that you've never heard about or encountered. For example, I have a guy named Ushmush. He's a little purple, fuzzy, cute creature. Ushmush is the creator of the universe in my religion. Now that I just told you about Ushmush, you have at least an idea of what Ushmush is. A little purple fuzzy monster running around talking about he's the creator, right? Right. But before I told you who Ushmush was, you would have never known what the fuck I'm talking about. That's what that's the
to look for it.
Huh?
Unless I went in search of it.
You would have known. You wouldn't have even had the idea to go and look for Ushmush because you've never heard of him until I brought him to your attention. You see what I'm saying?
Well, yes, in this moment, but I'm saying like on a bigger scale, if Ushmush was like actually the thing that you were, you'd have like writings and whatnot of it published, blah, blah, blah. Same thing with the whole Jesus thing, like how he doesn't have any writings published, Yeah,
but I'm saying you can only know about the gods that you know about, or the ones you've encountered, or the ones you've heard about, or without hearing about it or without knowing about it, you'll never know. That don't even. I feel like that makes sense. Does that make sense? What I just said?
Yeah, it does. It does to me. Yes, sir.
Type shit. Right.
So, all right. Working through, regardless of religion. So in your brain, there's no possibility of a creator, a cause.
I wouldn't call it a creator because I don't think we were like. There's not a factory in the sky where they like pushing out humans. No.
Right.
Now, if you want to talk about like the earth forming and bacteria turning into multi-cell bacteria, that turning and evolving into other things, that's a different subject.
Right.
But that is not like when you look at a, and this is the disconnect. When we look at ancient people's creation stories, they're not saying that all life on the planet began from bacteria and single and multi-cell organisms. These things evolved. No one is saying that. They're saying there's a man or woman or both or all in the sky making niggas out of dirt, blowing his breath.
Yeah.
Listen to me. They're saying that a man blew his breath and made people. They're talking about niggas getting the universe was created out of slicing a watery chaos in half. They talking about being made out of mud and dirt and all this. So these things are cultural. Every culture has their own creation story. No one's is all of them cannot be true because they're contradictory, but all of them can be false because they're all made the fuck up by different cultures, and nobody's is like 100% the same unless they've been colonized or taken over.
And I mean, true. That's true. What I'm believing in is this almighty being that there's no real evidence for, but that would.
Yeah, there's more than one almighty being. Every culture has one.
Right. That is right. Yes,
so now how we gonna figure out? And then what makes it worse is when we look at the cultural anthropology of these gods, all of them, yours included, it comes back the same. Oh, this is a myth. This is a tradition or a folklore or a superstition that they've held for generations and generations and generations.
Could you pressure test what would be postulated as what would be the almighty, the one above all?
There is no one.
Marvel would call him the one above all. But
there's no one. That's actually how we got into this mess.
Right.
Because people was like, there's one. Now we gotta, if there's one and I'm his chosen people, what I gotta do? Make him believe it, make her believe it, make them believe it. Now we got, that's colonialism 101. My God told me to come and take this shit from you and make you worship him. That is colonialism.
So when you see things like let's say the Force in Star Wars or Chi in martial arts and shit, you look at that and you're like, you just laugh at it. No possibility, none of that.
I can't say that energy isn't real. Like there's definitely, like if I smack the shit out somebody, they gonna feel it. There's definitely a force and some energy behind this motherfucker. This motherfucker hurt. I mean, I put, you know what I'm saying? I put some, put your shoulder into that bitch. Hey, I appreciate you, gang. I appreciate you, gang. I appreciate you. Thank y'all for the gifts. 2 coins is 1 diamond. We need diamonds. You know what I'm saying? So thank y'all for the gifts and shit. Yeah. So damn, I forgot what I was saying. Yeah, if I smack the shit out of somebody, they gonna feel it. Is that chi or force? I don't fucking know, but I don't know about all that invisible shit. I can't do nothing with all that right now.
There's a snake in my boot.
1 second, sir. I apologize. 1 second. You know, need a little, they said they wanted a little break. Fuck it. Yeah. Okay. Appreciate that. Appreciate the gifts. Thank y'all for supporting the live. There's a snake in my boot. Yeah. So you brought up something that's not what I'm talking about, and I had to fucking try to go into a tangent. Appreciate that. Take notes. Even though you cutting into a real nigga hour this morning, it's cool. It's cool, brother. It's cool. I ain't gonna hold it against you.
Not you being nice to the Malaka last night who said that 2-year-olds should fend for themselves.
Is that him?
That was him.
Damn.
Ariel about to block your ass. You see?
I ain't even know that was him. I ain't even remember his name. What the fuck?
Yeah, that was the guy. That was the guy.
Oh shit. I ain't even know. I ain't even remember his name. Damn.
Mm-hmm. So for context, for the people who don't know, that motherfucker that he just had up here last night.
Yo, he said some, look.
Yeah. We were in Ariel's live.
Crazy shit last night.
And we were talking about how his God is a deadbeat, right? And he says, no, he's not. But he knew what the definition of deadbeat was. Ariel proceeds to give him information as to why the God that he follows is a deadbeat, about the 9 million people starving every year, the children watching their parents around them and everything being BOMB'd, right? So what are they supposed to do in a situation like that if the God isn't helping? His response, they need to figure it out.
That's what he said.
Keep in mind, a fucking 2-year-old needs to figure it out.
Damn. That's fucked up. Yeah, that's what that nigga said. But they all think like that. They just don't got, all of them won't say it, but some of them will. And when they say it, it's just like, you know, your humanity is, it's askew.
Oh, he wants to claim he didn't say that. You want to know something? You know these TikTok lives are recorded, right?
And I forgot your name, and I didn't remember your name or your voice, but I definitely remember you saying it. I 100% remember you saying it. It was everybody that was there. I mean, it was just you talking.
And I love how he says, what have you done to help the motherfucker? Last I checked, I didn't claim myself to be an all-loving, all-knowing God. Did I?
Exactly.
Funny how you want to hold humanity accountable, but not your own deity that you follow, that ask in his name and he will give it. But no, 2-year-olds should figure it out after watching their whole family be massacred. You're disgusting.
Yeah, that was such a that's just some sick shit to say for real.
Like, he's telling on himself.
Like,
why is that 2-year-old more important than the next? You see? Hurry up. Go meet your God. Hurry up. Hurry the fuck up.
That was crazy. But you know, those are the type of concessions they have to make to hold on to this. You know, instead of putting God's feet to the fire, they'd rather blame the 2-year-old. Or put the onus, they'd rather put the onus on the 2-year-old than question God. And that's what happens when religion comes before humanity. Otherwise good people would say and do things like that for the sake of their God. That's literally how that's how all this mess happens. Literally. God got a chosen people, which is us. He's gonna tell us to come and slaughter and unalive y'all, and we're gonna do it in his name. Because that's what our leaders wrote down. And what they wrote down about the fictional character is more important than humans coexisting and living in harmony or living together. Because we don't all got to be friends. But I mean, there's more than enough room. There's more than enough resources for us to coexist. I ain't saying everybody got to be your friend. Everybody can't come to the cookout, but there's no reason for BOMBs being dropped on men, women, and children who are innocent just because of people arguing over the Holy Land. There's no reason. There's no reason why there is no Holy Land. You see what I'm saying? There's no Holy Land. But y'all dropping BOMBs and going to WAR over issues about who belongs there and stuff like that. And that is just a crazy thing to argue over and dispute over. Who cares? But yeah, that's definitely some sick shit. But shit, my ass nigga, man, look, I try my best to just control, alt, delete them niggas, everything. So when I'm talking to the nigga, I didn't even know it was him. It didn't even cross my mind.
That's why I wasn't requesting.
And I was just like,
tell you before you dug yourself deeper, because I wouldn't be surprised Ariel don't talk to your ass for a couple of days. Because that was rough. And
that definitely was. That definitely was rough.
I told her
yeah,
to take some time. She got it though. She locked in.
Yeah, I definitely would.
I give a fuck about my friends.
I would have got off. I would have got off after that shit too. Cause nah.
Yeah, what's going on?
Yeah, how old are you?
30 years old.
Who?
I'm 30 years old.
Are you leaving God?
I do, yes.
Which one?
Well, it's like omnism, if you've heard of that before, effectively.
Yeah. I know a guy.
Okay.
Yeah. So, does your God have a name, or is you just out here talking about a little piece of everything?
Well, I suppose you can say a little piece of everything.
Yeah. All of it is fake or culturally exclusive. So trying to, that's actually inappropriate as well, because saying there's truth in all of them, that allows the evil slave religions to smuggle themselves into a conversation that they never should have had a seat at. Because there's nothing spiritual about Judaism, Christianity, or Islam. Those are death cults, slave cults. Ain't nothing spiritual about that. But when you try to lump, I'm omnis, so there's a little bit of truth in all of it. Yeah, but they talking about slaves obey your master. Do not suffer a witch to live. Disobedient children, take them to the gates and throw big ass rocks at them. You omnis about that shit? That's no.
The thing that I find that I'm curious about is I sometimes hear people who are, and rightfully so, who maybe are atheist or agnostic, they'll kind of identify the inconsistencies within people's religious doctrines, which is fair, but they speak from a standpoint of morality, which is kind of founded in what you could say is almost this common sense humanity, but this common sense humanity morality is it's a cultural construction as well. And it really depends on the consensus of presumably everyone else, in secular culture.
Well,
ultimately none of it is real.
Well, without some sense of morality, we wouldn't be here, because we need each other to survive, brother. This is so, even if there are cultural differences when it comes to morality, across the board, teamwork make the dream work. Wherever you go on this planet, take your ass back 1,000 years, motherfuckers had to work together or it wouldn't be shit. Hunter-gatherers over there, motherfuckers building shit over here, motherfuckers fixing shit over there and feeding, and it's a team thing. Well, if ain't no morality, fucking everybody just fend for themselves. We wouldn't have shit. It would be
Ria,
Mhm.
Ria has a good question. When did religion become the connoisseur for
That's-
morality?
That's what I was about to ask you.
So when I speak of religion or anything like that, the reality is like every culture, as you pointed out, when people needed to get stuff done, like some sort of organization needed to form, people need to set rules and stuff like that. So it's a natural thing. But like religion is not exclusive to just like, I mean, every culture has had some form of morality, some sort of expectation, and like codified in its stories. So it's like that's just how that works. But ultimately, whether you're talking about religion, whether you're talking about a code of laws, like all of it is just derived from human convenience and like the pragmatism of being alive, which without any, beyond just saying we prefer it to be this way, we don't like when this happens. That's all that we can say.
What they got to do with what they got to do with omnism though?
Well, what it has to do with omnism is the idea that I don't assume that the people in the past were just stupid and idiots. I think that they engage with something and they use their understanding to codify it into their culture.
And I'm saying that's not, listen, you see what I'm saying? But see, when this is what I told Rome, this omnism shit, for the sake of being spiritual, y'all are going to allow y'all are going to have to advocate for some strange and insidious belief systems to be an omnis. Because if you saying, well, there's truth in everything and all this spiritual shit, it's a can of fucking worms. Because there is nothing spiritual about making up a fucking cult to get these people under your boot or under your what's the word I'm looking for?
Authority.
Servitude.
Power.
I think that might be the word.
Control is just
control.
as good.
Control. Yeah, that's not spirituality. But if you're omnis, you saying, well, it's any god a nigga make up, it's some truth to it. That's bullshit.
Well, I mean, it's BS when you don't have like a more sophisticated conversation about
Nigga,
it. I mean,
you ain't heard none. Everything I just said just went in.
No. I heard you.
If
but,
I
like,
make up a god to control those niggas, there's nothing true about that. That's fucking.
then you don't actually believe
Like
in the God that you just
I think
invented.
he's using like, you know, normalities in society to back up his ominous like idea. Like just because eventually people came up with what they thought was a god and they thought, you know, water was a god and they didn't know where lightning was coming from does not automatically give you validation to now serve every other god in history. That makes no sense.
Literally. If Donald Trump makes a god right now, is that, and you gonna be, that's part of your omnism too? Is some truth to that?
It would have to be.
I mean, I don't know if you guys like.
That's a
think
yes or
this
no
is just, like,
question.
a blanketed
No,
philosophical
stop.
stance, or I'm not.
No,
People
no.
actually look into the things that they're trying to derive some. sort
Have
of
you
spiritual
looked into?
significance from.
Have you looked? So you find significance in Judaism, Christianity, and Islam?
Absolutely. Ask me what I think is significant.
What is significant about those cults?
One of the most significant things is the idea of recognizing that everyone is fallible, and that we all are like worthy of forgiveness.
Right. And we need a God to punish us for that. Congratulations. Like what?
You think everybody's fallible? You think everybody's fallible because some shit they made up?
I mean, that's a lie. We all not fallible. I mean, are you perfect?
I'm not. Yes, I'm perfect.
Man, well, you're perfect according to your own definition. So
yeah.
But then there are even people who would say
perfect
that
or not does not give you validation for a God. It doesn't matter if we were coming on this planet with two horns. It does not show your God anywhere. No matter what God you choose, it doesn't give you any credibility that a God or a supernatural entity exists. Like, what is this?
I mean, I don't need the credibility of like other people recognizing my subjective experience.
Then you're just believing whatever. You're no different from any other one that has come up with a God. You're no different.
Exactly.
I don't claim to be different. I claim to have recognized and have rationale.
And they're dropping BOMBs, abducting people, castrating people, women coming up missing, children coming up missing.
You don't care about that part.
Fuck all that. Let's be honest. Let's be honest about the religion that they created to do said crime.
That has more to do with like politics and power.
The Abrahamic religions are political, brother. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Islam starts with conquest. Christianity starts with propaganda after the fucking Bar Kokhba revolt, and Judaism, that's fucking post-exilic. They was getting their asses kicked, and well, okay, we got to try to keep all these motherfuckers controlled. What we're gonna say it's because we was worshiping too many gods. Let's say that, and then we're gonna write that down.
Yeah,
it's not spiritual.
And they had books and writings to back up every single thing that they did. The minute somebody asks, "Hey, what you doing?" Shut up! It's in my book. My God is good with it, so shut up. Like they've done that throughout history. All of a sudden, you want to do kumbaya. Like that doesn't make any sense.
Because watch this.
I mean, you guys can't recognize the difference between
do you have any issue
having spiritual practices and then the larger social structure?
Having spiritual practices in 2026 is unnecessary. You have a brain, use it.
There's
nothing. When you say it's unnecessary, you mean just derive my morality.
It's unnecessary because when you look out throughout history, you see how these religions came about. These are novices. These are people that have no idea why thunder is coming. They have no idea where water is coming from. They don't even know why this one clan has attacked their clan. But the clan said it was their God that said they were able to attack them. So now it's all good. Like, this is ancient idea. We have a computer in our hands now. It's 2026. Until your God can show up on my screen or show up in the fucking sky, it doesn't matter. You just want to put them all in one soup bowl so you're not wrong. So eventually you could be like, well, Allah, look, I was believing you the whole time. Look, God. Look, Christian God. I was actually believing in you. Look, Judaism God. I was actually look, Buddha God. This is Pascal's wager on Max. That's literally all you doing.
It's like it's like playing Uno.
Potential deity,
it's like playing Uno, and you have the car where you can change the color, and you got a color.
Yeah.
Car. So whatever color they change that. Oh, Islam cool. Oh,
look, I've been following you the whole time. Look, you can't punish me.
I got a green 9 right here.
I'm literally telling you, it don't work that way. It don't work that way.
It's like Benny from The Mummy when he's showing the necklaces of the different religions until the Star of David was shown.
Like, again, it's 2026. We are adults. You should be reliant on truth, not just what your brain can come up with.
The truth is that you can derive truth from subjective experience.
What is the definition of truth, sweetheart? What does truth mean?
Truth is equivalent with reality.
Yeah, exactly. So where is your supernaturality? Where is that comporting with reality?
I mean, it's like my subjective experiences are part of reality.
It does not comport with reality. You can have all the subjective experiences that you want in your head. If they do not comport with reality, it's not true. Like, this is ridiculous.
So when you say, if I see the color yellow and your eyes were closed and you don't see like
that is yellow, not true.
It's not true?
You would be colorblind. You would be colorblind.
I didn't see yellow?
No, you didn't see yellow. You have a defect that reflects that light on a different scale. Your eyes, that's why they're eye tests. That's why optometrists exist, because there's a defect making your eyes see that color, which is not supposed to be yellow.
So tell me the difference between red and yellow. Like describe to me the difference between red and yellow.
They are frequencies.
How does red look different than yellow?
Do you know what color is, sweetheart? Do you know what color actually is?
And you can't tell me what red and yellow is different.
Do you know what color is? Do you know what color is? Do you know what color is?
I do.
Do you know what colors are? Do you know what
color is experienced subjectively?
You don't know, so that's why you get to make up whatever the fuck you want. No, you don't know. No, you don't know.
We were talking
about
you don't know. The amount of energy within a particular wave on the electromagnetic spectrum.
Go look it up.
Literally talking about
go look up what colors are. Go look up what colors are.
I mean, can you tell me the numbers? Like what's the frequency band of red?
That is the point. You are so ignorant of actual information and truth that you decide supernaturality is enough. You rather stay on the supernatural side than deal with actual facts. This is ridiculous.
I think you more so are just assuming that you know what I think based off the fact of what I'm talking about.
People that are colorblind exist. That doesn't mean that colors don't exist. You're being novice for no reason.
You've misunderstood my argument. I'm sorry for talking over you.
People that are colorblind are quite literally not seeing the same colors as everybody else. They do not comport with reality. They're just having a defect. They have an optometry. They have what do you call it? Optonomical or something like that. Their optomical nerves are damaged, or they're just not getting the same reflection as everybody else. It does not comport with reality. If a specific spectrum is supposed to give you yellow and you're not seeing yellow, you have a defect.
My point is not to say that yellow does not exist. My point is to say that like we engage with reality subjectively.
That's not reality. Your subjective innuendo is not reality.
Okay, so then if we can't use anything subjective to come to conclusions about what reality
Nobody
is.
said you couldn't use anything subjective. It just has to comport with reality.
What I'm saying,
it has to comport with reality, full stop. That's it. No one said, oh, there's no subjective things that could. No one said that. It has to comport with reality. That's literally your brain does not know the difference between a real thing and a non-real thing. That's why you have to feed it information to be able to critically think and differentiate between fucked up information, nonsense information, and actual rational information. Your brain has the capabilities to do that. You just choose not to use it.
No, this is good. So like, you do realize that there are whole fields of science that are derived with like the subjective experience of the thing in mind.
Does not make them true. Does not make them true. Does not make them true. I can have a subjective experience with unicorns in my room. Does not mean unicorns are real. Okay, sweetheart?
I'm not saying that it's a whole full stop that just because you subjectively
then it's not true. That's why I asked you what the definition of truth is.
But you're drawing too hard of a boundary.
Then it's not true. If it does not meet the criteria for truth, it's not true.
I'm trying to tell you that subjective experience is part of how we engage to understand.
Does it comport with reality? Does it comport with reality or no?
Yes, but then reality has levels.
You can have thousands of subjective experiences. They either comport with reality or they don't. Full stop.
Like,
it's not
so
that
you
hard.
Do realize that reality is far too pervasive and has too many levels.
What you're trying to do is make up your supernatural nonsense and try to feed it into truth. Truth has a definition. You either deal with it or you don't. Like, this is ridiculous.
You can come off of mute now. I'm into it because I'm tired of you talking over her.
So it don't even. It's not you. Omnism. Y'all just make everything more. Y'all take shit that's already ridiculous and just make a fucking potato salad or
also,
some
they
shit.
don't go to hell.
Like,
they just don't want to go to hell.
So hear me out though. Hear me out. Like on some
strange.
Hear me out.
So do you understand that all of these different cults and religions are man-made and they're not? There's no truth to that shit. You understand that, right?
When you say there's no truth, like
no truth.
The problem with this, I don't disagree with you in the sense it's like, it's not the whole, everything is not true about it. Like the mythology is not all of that's true, yes. But like these things wouldn't persist so long unless they had some sort of power to impact how we live.
It's called colonization. That part you don't care about. It's called colonization.
Hey, take a minute to listen. Take a minute to listen.
If every single one of you religious people would shut the fuck up, all your gods would die. If you were all just dumb right now and you could not speak, all of your gods would die out. Literally.
Every last one.
So I don't know what the fuck you're talking about. There's been religions that have died out for centuries. They started off, everybody was doing it, and in that specific society, it'll die out because ain't nobody talking about it no more. And then move on to another god.
You do realize like colonization and empire and power has a lot to do with why that happened.
No, it does not. Colonization is different from empire power, right? Cultural power is completely different from the Judaism, Christianity, and Islam way of colonization. Completely different.
Like when you are aware that there are things such as Hinduism and Ifa.
Okay, who did they colonize?
Who did they colonize?
Yeah.
From my understanding, what we know, Hinduism is just like a large umbrella term.
Right, and it's older than the Abrahamic religions, correct?
It is, yeah.
And they've taken over land, correct?
Well, I mean, there were empires associated with like.
Have they taken over land was the question.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, there.
Okay, so I don't know why the fuck you're like, you know the answers to your own questions, bro.
But there are still people practicing Hinduism in various
Doesn't
places
matter. They literally expanded. Any religion that has participated in expansionism are colonizers. It's not that hard.
I don't think, I don't understand why you don't see how, like, religion is just one aspect of culture. And like you
just made the argument that they are somehow still here because they're so powerful. No, they're still here because people are still talking about them. The minute you shut up about them, they disappear.
So when you say shut up about them, do you mean that the minute people stop practicing and stop?
Yes, literally. You can watch, there's hundreds and thousands of gods and cultures that have died out because no one took it anywhere else but their local area. They just die out. The people move on, generations learn better, and the gods die. No one else is talking about them. Do you talk about Zoroastrianism right now? I don't think so. But it was one of the biggest fucking religions before these ones. It's dead because no one talks about it anymore.
I mean, when you say no one, there's a whole complex set of like history and politics that influence the largest religions that people
You're not listening. You don't listen very well. I literally said generations come about, people learn better, people learn more, and they move on. That does not mean that you will never hear about it. But guess what? It's not the mainstream religion right now. It used to be at some point, right? At some point, a lot of people were really into Zoroastrianism. But right now, no one is talking about it unless you have to go read in a history book to go find that information. Like if you didn't have TikTok, you wouldn't know half the stuff that you know right now.
So your point is that ultimately everyone will become secular and that will kind of default to whatever values.
If y'all would shut up about these supernatural gods and stop trying to convince people with fully formed brains that there's a god somewhere watching you from the sky, like this literally, I keep saying this, evolution has left us behind because y'all want to fucking believe in things that you can't see, can't touch, have no concept of, and you get to freaking give it an arm and a leg whenever you feel like it.
I mean, a part of this is also recognizing that like people are inherently different and the things that you as an individual need does not necessarily reflect the broader society, the things that they need.
Yeah, coping mechanisms have been studied. You don't need a supernatural being to cope. There's psychology for that. If you would put more money and more interest into psychology and science, people would have better fucking coping mechanisms instead of spirituality and Christianity and all that bullshit.
And I mean, just talking and painting this broad brush, I mean, there's many things to spiritual experience that don't just involve.
It's all nonsense. It's either it's reality or it's not. You don't have to call it spirituality. It's the same thing y'all do. Oh, the sun comes out in the morning and when I feel it, I feel the energy and it feels good and that's spiritual. It's just the sun.
So, and I appreciate how you are kind of looking at these things which people have like given these meanings to and just saying it's all BS because it's not strictly linked in like material reality. But at the same time,
right, material reality, because you're making a distinction between material reality and what?
And subjective experience.
Oh, okay, exactly.
Because the two can differ. Because the two do differ.
So objective facts and your subjective reality is what you're making comparisons on. Like literally, you're smarter than this, Z. Objective facts will trump your subjective reality any day, anytime, because what we want to do is focus on truth, things that are real, not the ones that you get to experience in your closet.
The part of this is that when you guys talk about this, you're acting as though we as human beings don't need to use narrative to navigate life.
You don't. You can deal with things that are rooted in reality. You don't need to make up nonsense.
I don't think you are like understand when I say narrative. It's like we literally don't know everything.
Understanding what she's saying.
I think I do. I think I do. What I'm saying is that we need to use narrative to navigate life. We are faced with all manner of like situations. We don't have all the information.
And if they're not rooted in reality, they're nonsense. We're back to square one.
You know, I suppose I could give up right here if it's just like, if you just say that what I'm saying has no validity at all and you just do not know what I'm talking about.
I mean, you give me some objective facts, my guy. I literally just told you I'm not dealing in your woo-woo nonsense. I'm stuck. I'd rather be in reality and things that are true instead of using my brain for unnecessary nonsense. If it's either you have objective facts to back up your supernatural subjective experience, or you don't. All you're going to have is telling me words and your experience. You have nothing to back them up.
What I'm trying to say is that beyond the realm of spirituality, I'm not trying to put subjective experiences in front of you, because honestly, I don't care what you may have to say in that regard. What I do care about is trying to get you to recognize that people engaging with spirituality is not just them being stupid. It's not them just doing things to make themselves feel good. It's like, as a human being, just for anything, we don't know the future. We engage with many, many things that we don't fully understand how they work. No, it's not that I make things up. It's like,
okay, so what the fuck are you talking about? That you make it up. Just because you're using nice words don't change what you're doing. You make it up. You assign meaning to it. No, the sun is the sun. Water is water. Energy is energy. Y'all spiritual people just decide to call it some other shit so you can make yourself feel better. That's literally what you just said.
Yeah. Are you a nihilist?
Bro.
Look at him.
No, legitimately. That would be helpful.
What has she said that would make you think she's a nihilist?
Because what I'm saying, like, nihilism is the inability to assign meaning to things, like philosophically. And if you say I focus on what's real, I focus on reality, then you're telling me
if that makes you feel better to label me a nihilist, congratulations. I'd rather not deal with nonsense that have nothing to back it up. You are wasting your brain.
Literally.
Well, I mean, if you guys are all nihilists and you're just kind of like, nothing has any meaning.
Did we say?
Yeah, we don't make up our own meanings. We use the dictionary.
Maybe somebody else will come on and I kind of explain it in a way that you guys may find valuable. But like,
brother, we know what omnism is.
I don't. The point I'm trying to say is like, part of spirituality is like not believing in nihilism. Is being like, my life has meaning. What I'm doing here has meaning. What I'm trying to, is seeing meaning in life. That's literally what that is. And people are using spirituality as a means to explore and experience meaning. And if you're telling me, no, we don't need none of that. We only see reality. And okay, but you are a nihilist because you are intentionally not engaging with assigning meaning.
Okay, what does that do?
Why would I want to try to make things mean something they don't though?
Well, why waste brain energy like that when you could be learning other shit to make your brain better? Like what?
So as I'm calling you nihilist right now, there's also a connection between nihilism and morality. Because if nothing really has any significance of value, human life doesn't have significance of value.
You're the one saying nothing has significance of power. The sun is the sun. It has a significance. The sun is how we get plants. It's how we stay alive. We need all those things. There's no need to now assign another fucking name to it. Or say, oh no, it's the energy that does this and this and make it all supernatural. That's ridiculous. Like what?
I mean, suffering has no purpose. You know what I'm saying? Suffering just is.
Suffering is suffering. That's all it is. People suffer. So we should make better lives to do better.
Why?
Like you making up a supernatural fucking definition for it doesn't change it. It's still there.
No, you're right. But why should we do anything better for suffering if it's just suffering?
You don't have to stay in your living room. Then the people that want to have to do something about it are gonna go do something about it. There's no
why
meaning,
should they
right?
want to do about it?
Yeah. They shouldn't. You don't want to do it, so stay in your living room.
I mean, okay. Well, this is great because it's like, again, you're suggesting this idea of just let other people live. And
I'm suggesting the idea of you shutting up and staying in your living room with your God since you don't want to do anything. Us nihilists that see the world and see problems are going to go fix it.
Why?
Like, stay in your living room.
Why are you going to fix it?
Because I want to. Because I feel like it. Because I want to. It's that simple because my brain says do it. It's that simple. I have
Because your brain
organic-
says do it?
I have organs in my body. They function. I'm a living person. My brain wants to do it, so I'm going to do it. It's not that hard.
So simply because your biology impels you to that's
Literally, yes. That's all you have. That's all you are is organic matter. You're nothing else. You're just organic matter. That's
right,
it.
right. So I mean, and then what follows is like life is only valuable because we think that it is. Because
If
I
you
want to
need
live.
a supernatural being to tell you to be a good person and not go out killing people, then keep it.
Good
This is
person
ridiculous.
doesn't really exist. Good just means you find it pleasure.
Okay, then hold on to it then. You are the people that we need to hold on to these religions so you can not go out and kill people.
I mean, I'm not saying I'm going to do harm to anyone necessarily, but
That's
this is
literally
like,
what you're saying. You're
Yeah.
saying, well, if there's no significance, then I could go out and just not care and just go kill people. Then go do it.
I mean, the thing I'm trying to say is like you guys are dismissing people, and if I won't say what it actually is you're saying about people, but you have this negative attitude towards people engaging with spirituality, which is how they orient themselves.
Because it
towards
is unnecessary. It's 2026. Evolution has left us behind. Like fucking this
And
is
it's
so
harmful.
stupid.
You're evidence that it's harmful.
I'm evidence that it's harmful.
Yes. because
Literally. Like you
literally
can't even
just-
conceptualize a life without it. You can't even
Yeah.
do good without it. Yeah, you're the
Good,
reason.
but like what you're calling good is just socially constructed based off of like what's convenient.
Duh, because we make up words. Yeah, that's how humans work.
Or rather, the value that you're assigning good to be doesn't actually exist. I just want you to sit in that reality.
Right,
as you want
because
me to sit
he
in
has
that
not
reality.
given us the value because it's not a supernatural value, so it doesn't matter. You're right.
No, I'm not
So
saying because
it's not woo-woo nonsense, then it's not, it doesn't carry the same weight, right? Because it's not
the truth is like
extraterrestrial nonsense, and we're not making up shit. Then it's not carrying the same weight. Okay.
we're all making stuff up is the point.
Because you see, you know, in a way, I know you think you may think that what we're saying or what Rhea is saying, because I agree with everywhere she's saying. You may think this is more harmful than what you're doing, but it's not.
I don't think it's more harmful than anything. We're the same, is what I'm trying to say. In some ways,
we are not, because we don't advocate for PDF file religions and slave religions. We don't think that's spirituality. You do though, because you're an omnist. You see the truth and the meaning and all this shit. And I asked you earlier, what the fuck is the truth and the meaning? Is a religion that they created to control people. They know that's not spiritual. But because y'all I just gotta find the meaning in every fucking cult. Every fucking God has a truth to it. Now you let niggas smuggle Jesus in. Now you ain't gonna say. Now you would never say people should not practice that sick, twisted ass religion. You would never say that because you see the meaning in it. Don't you see the meaning in Islam? You see purpose. Do you see purpose and meaning in Islam?
I think anyone could construct meaning out of anything, man. And this is the truth.
How do you
That's why you're
construct?
harmful.
Exactly. You ain't
Like,
answer.
there's
You
a
ain't
way
even
for a
answering my
person to-
question. You ain't answer my question. Do you
Sorry.
find purpose and meaning inside of Islam? Can you see it?
I can look at Islam and find things that are like beneficial. I haven't read the Quran to know, but I'm sure I could look into the Quran. and
Quran
find
supports
something edifying.
slavery. The Quran supports slavery.
He
They
doesn't
ki-
care
they
about that.
literally
He don't
they
care
up-
about that.
they abducted Africans, castrated boys, and and forced their religion on Africans. And you find you can see the purpose and meaning in so many people being there's so many fucking Muslims, yeah, because they was chopping niggas off. There's so many Muslims, yeah, because women were being fucking kidnapped, abducted, taken as slaves. I can't say the word.
Breeding farms. They had breeding farms for human beings.
There's so many
under
Muslims.
this religion.
Thank you, Rhea. Thank you. It was a little muffled. I ain't mean to cut you off, but she's right. Do you see?
So
a nigga like you, y'all don't study history, and so y'all's view of things is fucked up. There's purpose and meaning because look at all these fucking Christian schools they're building, not knowing they giving out a Eurocentric education to black boys and girls in Africa.
That's spiritual. Look at the spirituality. Look at it. Look at the Christians. Look at the Christians spreading Christianity all over the world.
Yeah, Jesus or die, nigga. What's up?
So From our
That's
perspective,
spiritual. Is that spiritual? Is Muhammad or that spiritual to you? Is that spiritual? Yes or no?
It's not positively spiritual.
Is it, nigga?
It's not.
You ain't no better than a nigga saying it's on a 2-year-old to fend for theyself. You ain't no better than him.
Listen, like,
what the fuck did you just say, brother? What did you just say?
What I'm trying to tell you is like,
shut up.
The way that people practice their
What's your mom?
spirituality
What's
is
your
like
mom's
these
number?
people are not looking at every.
Give me your mom.
Like there are people who are Muslims who are nominal who are like find value in it.
Those are slaves.
I'm not just looking at them and telling them that they're stupid and that what they practice is dumb.
Brother.
I'm not just going to look. Oh man, the empire did this. So the very fact that you looking at this.
Shut the fuck up.
Please,
you were saying, Bar?
Yeah, there's only there's only two types. You're either the fucking slave practicing the religion, you're either the conquered or the colonized, or you're the fucking imperial power that did the action. There's only two groups of people, no one else. These Muslims, well, the Quran doesn't, the people who will tell you the Quran doesn't say to go and chop off black people's phalluses, those are slaves. Somebody got to fucking read the book and find meaning in it. Yeah, the fucking slaves, nigga. If I create a religion to control niggas and I put a peaceful verse in there for them to read and I give it to them, you the type of nigga, they found meaning in purpose. Yeah, in a religion I made up to enslave them niggas. That's what I want them to do. They doing exactly what I want them to do. The Bible say love your neighbor, and they conquered the whole fucking world. Now the niggas they conquered it saying, well, the Bible don't preach that. You're a slave. So in a way, you're advocating for slavery just to find meaning and purpose and be an omnist. You got to advocate for slave religions. So you can feel spiritual? That's weird. And if we going off everything Rhea said is 100% fact, what the fuck are you doing? You're worse than a nihilist. We're saying, hey, use your fucking brain and lock in with reality and don't be no fucking willfully obtuse motherfucker just for the sake of believing in some higher shit. That's what we saying. And you saying, shit, even if they castrated your ancestors and enslaved and abducted niggas, still find meaning and purpose. It's meaning and purpose in all this shit. That's weird. Because if Trump come up with a God right now, my new God that I created, it told me that, you know what I'm saying, I'm supposed to be president forever and we supposed to go back to enslaving niggas. And we gotta pray on Sundays. Is that spiritual to you? Well, if he find purpose and meaning in it, you're weird. That's weird.
You were looking at all of people's beliefs through these institutions and not seeing them as individuals. That's the main problem here.
And you're looking at imperial cults like individual, mutually exclusive belief systems. No.
Literally,
this ain't some. You think everybody or you think everybody is talking about a different God or a different religion? No, these niggas worshiping the same shit. Why? Because when the empire pulled up on, like of course, different individual slaves can find meaning in Christianity, but all those niggas' ancestors got it from the fucking papacy or the government. These are state cults. And because people like you are so spiritual, they'd get it, they'd get you. Hey, I got this God over here. Look, he's offering salvation. Whole time I created this nigga just to control you. But because I'm an omnist, I gotta find meaning and purpose. He talking about offering salvation. Let me put this on my list of gods I accept as some truth to it. Now you advocating for slavery. See, a nigga like you can get manipulated by a nigga like that. Let me come up with a theology for posterity to keep them in line. The omnist is gonna defend that. Y'all gotta defend that. It ain't truth. There ain't no truth in these gods. All gods are man-made. Every last one of them.
I mean, for the people that have a particular, let's say, denomination of their religion that comports with what you guys think is good, what do you say?
There's nothing good about, I'll use Christianity as an example. There's nothing good about Christianity. Every Protestant denomination and every fucking Orthodox, all of these denominations supported the oppression of black people. Every last one of them. The Protestants broke free from the Catholic Church and came over here and started lynching and hanging niggas. What the fuck are we talking about? They was being persecuted, left from over there, came over here and mistreated niggas. That ain't spiritual? Man, yes, ma'am.
But how many generations do you think are in 1,500 years? You think those are individuals? You think that it takes an individual to do that? Okay.
But he talking about individual beliefs. These niggas, the whole boy.
So,
but see, that's omnism. Omnism, y'all are selfish. Y'all are some selfish people. We speaking about humanity. You talking about, well, one individual person finds meaning in a slave religion, so there's got to be some truth to it. That's weird when we talk about the group.
So on some level, like, you would advocate for everyone to kind of just say, if the religion that you believe or the culture that you come from is associated with this negative historical thing, you should disregard everything disregard the experiences that you had, and just like, is this what you're just telling people to do? Honestly, like, is you looking at every person that's has any sort of experience with religion and saying, because of the evil that was done associated with your religion, your God is false, everything that you know is false, and you need to divorce everything? Is this what you're saying?
The God is false for a separate reason. They don't like were you not I know you weren't, but I feel like you weren't listening when Real was talking to you. The gods are false because it does not comport to reality. On top of it not comporting to reality, why the fuck would you worship the religion that was used to justify the subjugation and oppression of your people? That does not make sense. On top of it not comporting to reality. And
Why do
even
my main thing is, like, people believe because of their subjective experiences and what they think God means to them. And it's like,
no, that's not true. People believe because
that's not true.
You're not listening. I feel like Real was talking for no fucking reason. He's not listening. If people would shut the fuck up, it wouldn't be no God. These people don't believe because of their personal experience. They believe because their ancestors was colonized, nigga.
I mean, I know that's why I believe, and I don't think everyone else is just.
That's not why. You had to be told about these gods. Information had to get to you about these gods from other humans. You act like you were 2 years old experiencing God. No, you were not.
I had the cultural frame for this to be important.
Exactly. You literally have nothing until you start making up your own ideas. People talk about it, then you have an idea of it. Now you have a fucking soup of 100,000 gods.
It's hard for me to get past.
You about to come up here and make this shit more complicated? Get your ass down.
I literally canceled right before you brought me up.
I was just fucking with you. What's up, Sathiel?
What's up? What's going on, everyone?
You had something? I'm through with him. I ain't got nothing for him. He ain't listening to it. He ain't get it when Rhea said it. He ain't get it when I said it. I don't know. It's burger time, as they say.
I don't want to beat a dead horse. Zeke, do you understand why?
You know, that's what you do. That's what you do.
Yeah,
that's what you do.
You understand why everything you're saying is bullshit, right?
Everything
it's
is
dishonest. Yeah, everything you said is a bullshit, and you're dishonest as fuck. You understand why, right?
Please tell me why I'm dishonest in this all BS.
I mean, Rhea walked you through it. Like, she held your hand, and like, I feel like I'm not going to be able to do it.
And it was graceful.
Right.
It was graceful too. It was a graceful stroll.
I can't comport everything that I subjective experience to reality. Then that's all a lie. And then also, anything that has to do with religion, anything that was done that was evil, if that religion was used negatively at all, and I need to disavow myself from it. The only thing that's real.
Yeah, Z. That's. Let me stop you right there. That's why I'm saying if you're a dishonest person, because Rhea held your hand and she explained it to you like you were a child, Actually, no, she was nice about it. She didn't condescend to you. I would have done it. I would have condescended to you, like bar knows. And you still weren't able to. Either you at this point you're being willfully dishonest, or you lack the boots for this hike. Respectfully, I think maybe at this point you should just put yourself down and like just move along, buddy.
Really? Yeah. So I mean, maybe there was too much emotion in what I said, but that wasn't fundamentally what you were saying. Like that's not the conclusion that you guys are putting.
That's not at all what she was saying. She did such a good job, and I
can't even add nothing to it. I tried to add to what I couldn't add nothing to it. It was like
there's nothing to it. I would be disrespectful of me to say anything. Just move on, dude. Like I think at this point, like there's no point in help. Like we can't help you. You can't help everyone.
I mean, this is the person that like chooses to stay in their subjective experiences rather than cross-checking it with objective facts. Like, where are you going to go from there?
I don't even think he knows.
But if you need omnism to help you cope, if that's what's keeping you from abducting people and mass murdering and all that, if that's what you need, hey, sit in the corner, stay in your room and worship on. We don't need that in the slightest.
Like we care for things because that's the values that are ingrained into us, they're intuitive to us, right? Like I have compassion and empathy because I'm not a psychopath. I'm born with it, thank the gods, right? And I'm just saying that as a colloquialism. Don't take that literally. But the fact that you're sitting up here and saying if you didn't have this God's idea, then you have a free license to go and do whatever bullshit. Like stay in your religion and just move on, dude. Okay.
Exactly. Please hold on to it because you are like, you want to, you're nihilist, like as if that's like worse than what you are or something. If you didn't have these supernatural nonsense, you would probably be out in the wild killing people. Like, yeah, please hold on to it.
Please. I'm gonna put it to you this way. You know where every car is gonna end up, right, Z?
I do. I mean, effectively, yes.
Yeah. Since the car is going to end up in the junkyard anyway, is there a point to owning it right now?
I mean, honestly, that's how I orient myself to nihilism. Honestly.
Yeah, you don't know what nihilism. You don't know what nihilism even is. Like, let's just look. You're wading in waters that are too deep for you. You're not even
wading in waters.
Yeah.
To answer your question is like, it's to say is like, is there a point to even driving the car right now, even though I know it's going to end up in be dismantled?
Exactly. Yeah. And so
the reason I would say yes, though, is based pragmatically because of the fact.
Exactly. And so the whole lesson that Ria had tried to impart upon you was that you should be pragmatic. You should not engage in delusional and fantastical thinking. You should be firmly rooted in reality. But you don't want to do that because apparently to you, if you remove this fantasy fiction from it, you're going to turn into a psychotic unaliver or some shit. And nobody here wants that for you. Please stay in your delusion and just fuck right off. Okay?
It's not so, but my point was...
I'm just getting, I mean, like Ria did it so nicely, so I'm a little like peeved that, I don't. Can we move on? Like, are there other guests?
My problem is like you guys think that you're different from me. I'm saying we as human beings are doing all of it, whether it's pragmatism or spiritual.
Definitionally, every human being is different from every species, every animal is different, except for the like one or two species that clone. You see what I mean? You say nonsensical bullshit. And you try to wrap it up, and you try to make it like sound more. It's called a dissonance. It tries to sound more profound than it really is. You say nothing, and you use a whole lot of words. Let's just move on, guys.
Well, you ever heard of Whataburger?
No, I haven't.
It's burger time. Hey, do you know you up here?
I do have to hop down there, y'all. Love y'all.
Okay. Well, listen, Ria, I appreciate you.
Thank you.
That was
appreciate
very
y'all
grateful.
having me up.
It couldn't have got no better than the way you explained it.
It'd be that simple though. That's the thing. It's that easy. But you know.
We appreciate you, real. Thank you.
Appreciate you. Love y'all.
Loves you too.
Hello.
Hello? Who is this?
Can y'all hear me? Can I say something?
Yeah, it's your turn to speak now.
This is Stacy.
Yeah, we know. It's
Okay. Well, so I literally, I'm sorry. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh no. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. We hear you.
Okay. Okay. So as you can see in the comments, I literally just had joined a live. I'm really new to live and everything, but I had joined someone else's live that was a totally different conversation that kind of delved into, I mentioned something about me being spiritual. And from that point, the whole conversation went to trying to figure out, like, what I like to say is, what set do I rep? Like, when you say spiritual, you know, what does that mean? What God are you talking about? And all this and all of that. And technically, you know, I could be considered Christian because I've been baptized, I've been dipped in the water, I've been, you know, what do you call it, accepted Jesus Christ as my personal savior and all of that. And there was a whole experience with that. But the follow through with the, you know, where you're supposed to be doing the fellowship and all of that to kind of make sure you're on the path and all that, you know, I just kind of strayed like anybody else, but that was still part of my, what I like to call programming. Okay. And so I ended up developing my own experience about what God is. You know, I was very fearful of going to hell and all of that, but you know, in general, you can make anything a religion is what I have discovered. So I had just kind of had my own experiences that made me see and believe what God is, regardless of what the Bible says. Now, I will say this. I do not believe that Jesus is the only way. Okay. And I'm not rejecting Jesus or his teachings. I would, as you kind of alluded to, I don't know, maybe what did you call it? Omni something or whatever, but you use it in a bad way. Like, I guess someone that believes that God is all one. Someone in the comments said something about it. It was woo woo or whatever. But my whole point is, like, nobody, even in this panel that we have, you, the host, or anybody, knows at the end of the day what gonna happen, no matter what your belief is. And I think all this arguing about, I mean, like, we have wars about the stuff. Whose God is better, and, you know, monopolizing what God is. And I just think it's just so much deeper and bigger than that. And I don't believe, you know, I know what God is or whatever, but I don't believe that I'm here just to be, you know, struggling and strifing and arguing, like going to work and working hard. And like, that's not what it's about. And I think people may call me Pollyanna or woo woo or whatever, but I have realized that live that I did realize when people were so mean in the comments about, you know, at the time, I think the conversation was about deadbeat dads or whatever. And there was a whole conversation about that, but just the judgment in general, people judging people for their beliefs about different gods and all of that.
We should, man.
And at the end of the day, the people that end up hurt are our children.
Ma'am.
I'm sorry.
As we should.
And so my whole point to answer your question, your God is not real, myth, gap, label. Well, okay. I think the whole prove me wrong energy, like who cares whether or not my God or your God is real? Is it working for you? Is your God working for you? Is you like saying, I'm confused. Where is this going? You're confused because I'm deeper than where you're at.
You don't hear me talking, ma'am?
You little surface level, not respectfully, but that's what it is. I'm speaking deeper.
I'm trying to mute her. It won't mute.
I'm sorry.
I can't mute it either.
I can't hear you. I got a bad connection. I'm so sorry. I'm just really this is just
we're muted.
Yeah. She's actually doing exactly what I said. This is the problem with omnism. Is they try to override the dogma and the history and just jump to like they're open-minded about fucking mind control.
Oh shit, Drefa. I didn't mean to bring you up. I'm sorry.
Y'all are open-minded about mind control. Y'all see the truth in all of these things when some of them or most of them are literally created to control people. That's not, I mean, y'all Jesus Christ. Like y'all validate all paths. That's a problem. Y'all validate every religion, every cult, every god, every deity. That's a problem. What if I bastardize somebody else's culture, make up a religion to control, and now I'm on a list of fucking religions? You dumbasses is gonna come behind that and say, yeah, I see the truth in that. That's weird behavior, man. Y'all gotta learn history and understand how religion spread. There's nothing spiritual about chopping heads off in the name of Allah, pigs and bacon. Nothing spiritual about that, man. But because y'all don't know, because y'all ignore the dogma and the colonization and the oppression and just jump to spirituality, y'all don't know shit. Who's to say, what you mean prove me wrong? What's wrong with my God if my God ain't infringing on your God? Ma'am, you wouldn't be talking about God if not for somebody infringing on your people. We wouldn't even be having this conversation. We would be under a tree in fucking sub-Saharan Africa eating a mango or some shit. But we're not. We're stolen people on stolen land speaking someone else's language because of colonialism. And y'all skip all that and go to, well, there's truth in this white man's religion. There's some truth to that, boy. You tripping. And see, y'all are so selfish that y'all will go for like individual accomplishments. Well, look at these 3 Christians who became millionaires and they attributed to God. Look at these 2 Muslims who started a business and attributed to God or Allah. Pigs and bacon. Meanwhile, we got a whole fucking country full of women who can't show their damn fingertips and shit. Motherfuckers can't even hold hands in public in these Muslim countries. But y'all don't see that. Oh, it's truth in this shit. Goddamn prophet married a 6-year-old. But it's true. Ain't nothing true about that shit, nigga. You niggas are strange. Stranger Things. It's the real the TV show is not the Stranger Things. The Omnist is the strange one. That's strange behavior because y'all speak about, and then y'all are actually, man, look, I tried to tell Ron this shit. He don't be listening to me though. Y'all are saying that all of these different mutually exclusive cultures and religions are talking about the same thing. No, the fuck they're not. They don't think that. No, they don't think that. They reject that claim. And it's not fair it's not fair to say that about people who are polytheistic, who have their own thing going on. Well, they talking about the same thing as them over there. No, the fuck they're not. They don't even know those people. Man, man, look. And it's like, let's be, I I don't even know what to, I don't know what to say about this shit. Cause it don't make sense to me. Everything is not truth. There is not truth in everything. No, the fuck there isn't. No, there isn't. And that's what y'all allow. Y'all allow things. Well, I'm spiritual. So because I'm spiritual, I can find meaning. Like, bro, I seen a video where the girl was like, Jesus came to be a representation. What the fuck are you talking about? What the? I mean, Christ consciousness and all, and Muslim. What a stupid thing to do. This is a waste of, like what Rhea said. What a waste of your fucking brain. Niggas getting kidnapped in the name of Allah. I see the truth and the purpose in that. It's meaning in this shit. And then she literally said, well, I define God differently. Hold up. Wait a minute. Why? Where does that word come from? And how were they using it before the Christians came and took it? That's y'all homework. Where did that word come from? Who used it first? How did they use it? And why has the definition changed today? That's y'all. Go look that up. The book report will be on my desk by Monday. I expect everybody to send me a message telling me the answer. Extra credit if you can get it done tonight. How old are you? You on the panel? Did you know that? Don't you probably never mind. You don't know. I know you follow. You know you up here?
Yeah, you just pulled me up.
Did you request on purpose?
Yeah, I was moving around at the time.
Okay, go ahead. I'm listening to you. Do you believe in God?
I believe in the Creator.
Which one? There's thousands.
I mean, you a creator. I believe in you. Don't you create? You don't create nothing?
Not in the sense that you're talking, no.
You got kids?
Not yet.
Oh, okay. You're able to create them and create a whole human being. I created a few on myself. But I believe in a creator. I believe the creator expresses itself through everything. So part of my, I guess, understanding is that everything is an expression of the creator. But
so how did the creator create us? How did he or she or it, how did they do it?
Are you familiar with the process of mitosis?
Mm-mm.
Okay, so mitosis is basically how cells divide. Cells divide into two cells, and then those two cells divide themselves into four, and then those divide themselves again. Same thing like when the sperm go into the egg, and then it transforms into a zygote, and then these other cells come in and orbit around that and create a being. So things splitting, atoms splitting and multiplying, the creation splitting and multiplying itself in many different ways. All right. Want me to elaborate a little bit more, or you want to respond to that?
Where's the God in that?
Where is the God in that? That's in the process itself, at the core and the root of it. Because, so are you familiar with? Because I do a lot of different religious philosophy and studying different cultures and their understanding.
No. So, are you saying that God is splitting the atom into two atoms and then the two in the four?
Well, not that God is splitting the atoms, but God is the splitting of the atoms.
You see that? You see that third label under the sign that say your God is not real, where it says label?
No, I wouldn't say God, but I'm going based on the term that you used. Again, I said the creator, because I have a different understanding, I guess.
Okay, well, you're creator. You see that third label? You see under where it says your God is not real, and it says myth, gap, and label.
Right.
What you're doing right now is that third thing called label. You're taking something that we already know exists, we can explain without using God or creator, and you're putting that title in there. You don't need to do that.
Well, I'm not labeling that as God. We can call it the universe. We can call it nature. We can call it many things. But again, I think it's all just different labels for the same energy presenting itself in different ways.
No, it's again, like the thing you're doing is we know what mitosis is. We know that that's a biological process. There's no reason to say a creator, something that so do you think the creator has a mind?
Well, I wouldn't say have, but I would say is.
Okay. And where is this mind?
Within all, with encoded in every cell and every atom. It's the core. What is the smallest form of matter that scientists have been able to break down to? If you're aware of,
all you're doing is trying to make something that is already scientifically explained sound mystical. There's no need to do that. That's the whole point.
Well,
There's no need to say create. We know how mitosis works. We know how atoms are formed. We know how organisms single cell organisms become multi-cell organisms and so forth and so on. So to just go back and say, well, a creator did all of that, that's unnecessary.
Well, we really don't know, because even then there are still only to certain extents and certain limits that science has been able to go in depth to understand the creation even itself. So that's why we are always discovering new things about the nature and the way that these particles interact with each other as well. Because at one point they could only break an atom or get so far into an atom and break it down before they were able to stop. And then they got new technology and new understandings that allowed them to go deeper. So we don't even really know with science. But I guess one way of understanding this is just kind of looking at zooming out and looking at the magnitude of what we're part of.
No, what you're doing is you're saying that we know certain things, so for the stuff that we don't know, therefore a creator. Like that's what we got to stop doing. Like we should just be able to say there are things that we don't know. There are things that we know. We should operate based on those things that we know, and the things that we don't know, we should just say we don't know. We don't need to say a creator somehow put himself in every atom that exists. Like that's just being mystical and weird for no reason.
Well, you say we should go off of what we know instead of what we don't know. I think we should operate off of both of those things because they both have validity. Because you
can't operate off of what you don't know.
That's not true. You can operate off of what you don't know, because
tell me something that you don't know that you can operate off of.
Let me find a fair example. Give me a moment. I want to come up with a good example.
What up, Bar?
What's up, big dog? You all right?
I'm chilling. Sathiam, what's up, buddy? We over in Label right now, sliding back towards Gap. He's just
okay. He is.
Yeah.
Oh, he went from a Label to Gap,
basically.
Okay.
Elevator. We waiting on. Oh, he back. Okay. We playing the elevator. Elevator music.
I like that. And I also appreciate you giving me time to think as well too. That was very courteous of you.
Your mic.
Can you ask the question one more time?
You said we should operate on. I said we should only operate on things that we know. And you said we should operate on things that we know and things we don't know. And I said, I said, we can't do that. And I said, give me an example of something you don't know that you can operate on.
Well, off the top of my head, one of those things would be like business is one thing, because you can't predict what's going to happen when you go into business. You can do the best that you can. Even when you place certain bets inside the stock market, nothing is guaranteed. You're not sure about anything. You don't know what's going to happen. Right, but you can still go based off of the little bit you do know, and also the stuff that you don't know and factor in the unpredictable aspects that you can't fathom, or that you can't.
No, I gotta stop you right there. You can accept the things that you don't know. You cannot operate based on the things you don't know. You make decisions and you make predictions on what you do know, and you hope for the best, but you cannot operate on something that you don't know. You just have to accept what goes with it.
But the fact that we have to still do that with knowing that we don't know, we don't know more than we do know. Can you agree with that?
But that's not operating on what you don't know. That's my point.
I'm just asking, I guess, for clarification. Would you agree with that?
Would I agree that there are things that you can't control? Absolutely.
No. Specifically, do you agree that we don't know about the universe, about the nature of the self, everything that we've accumulated with science, with logic, with reason, everything that we do know, right? Logically, throughout the history of humanity, there is still more that we don't know than the things that we do know.
But that's how we got here in the first place, because I said we should operate based on the things we do know, and the things that we don't know, we should just say, I don't know.
That's too limiting. But okay, let's go into that a little bit further, because I actually agree with that. So if you go from that point and you say, okay, there's things that I know, but there are things that I don't know, but that doesn't mean those things are unknown now, but I can know those things. I can learn those things. How do I know this thing I don't know, right? Can you figure out the thing that you don't know?
You can certainly learn things, but you cannot operate on them until you know them. So for the things that we don't know, we need to stop saying, therefore God. Do the research, see what the science says. If there's no answer, then it's just, I don't know. But when you start sticking God in there, creator, God, whatever you want to call him, source, whatever, all this weird stuff people like to put on it. When you start sticking that in there, you then start allowing people who create religions, you stupid, with the intention of controlling people, colonizing and taking over other people's shit, you're allowing them the legitimacy and the numbers to do that without even realizing that you're doing that. Because now if you can accept the creator, now you got other people coming over and say, well, Yahweh's the creator. So now you're in the number of the people that, when it's time to go vote, like they're using when they pull out their statistics and say 65% of people believe that, God exists and God said this and God said this, and we got to do that because this is what God said. You're putting yourself on that side, regardless of what they actually want to use that belief for. So if you reject those beliefs and those behaviors from those people, you got to stop sticking God in places that don't belong.
Well, again, everybody's perception or relationship to what they call the creator is different. That's what we can agree on. Now, to say that there is no relationship with that or no conception of that, that's perspective for everybody to determine within themselves, right? But what it's
not because if you don't have proof, everything that is real, everything that exists in the objective reality, meaning shared reality, not just your reality, not just my reality, but in the shared existence that we all can participate in, everything that is real has evidence that it exists, period.
Yeah, I agree, but until we come into the evidence could be right there in our face and we never see it until we come into a certain level of understanding where it becomes perceivable. A lot of people miss things that are happening right in their face, and that's how they're able to be tricked and manipulated by a lot of these religions, because the truth that they're being manipulated is right there in their face, but they're going just based off what someone said, right? But I'm talking about something a little bit different, about the relationship that is echoed throughout the microcosm and the macrocosm. And I'm talking about the observation of the patterns of the universe that we can observe through science and that they try to explain through spirituality and all of these different concepts, there is a correlation place where they do meet, whether you're able to see that or not. But that's why I'm here, and that's why we're able to have this dialogue to look deeper into that. And I respect your perception, but I'm trying to, I guess, look at it from a different point of view as well.
Listen, the thing is, the universe. Yes, are there patterns? There are most certainly observable patterns in the universe, and you can look around and find find things that patterns that are obvious, and then patterns that don't quite make sense. And you can do one or two things. You can say, "Wow, that's amazing. I don't understand it. I don't have any information about it. I'll just let that be what it is until I know otherwise." Or you can say, "That's God." And saying that's God, that's a creator, that's supernatural, that's a spirit, that's mystical, that's all nonsense.
Well, I wouldn't say it's nonsense, because like you said, that labeling, right? Labeling is a part of our biology, or a part of our society. I wouldn't say a part of our biology to help understand things, because like I like to look at nature the same way that you described just a minute ago. I see a tree or a flower, and instead of saying, "Oh, that's a flower," I know what that is. I know flower is just a term, a symbol to describe what that is. It's not that's not really a flower. It is what it is, but we labeled it a flower to learn how to understand it, and then we'll break the flower down and say this is the stem. These are all the different pieces of it, and break the flower down if it's individual. But the roots, the stem, the flower, all of it is really one piece. It's one thing. But we have a way of using labels to break things up, to explain things, to understand them. So the way that people describe God is also similarly conceptual. They create a conception of the creator to help people understand through symbolism of the representation of that energy or that relationship that they have with that.
You know what the difference is?
What would you say the difference is?
We can see a flower. We can touch a flower. We can smell a flower.
Okay.
We can't do that for anything you want to label as spirituals, supernatural, creator, God, source, whatever.
Well, I would actually disagree, because we can be looking at somebody and they be in a mood and we not really know the mood that they're in, but they could be experiencing positivity or a very negative mood, right? We can't necessarily see negativity, but it's something that we can feel and we can experience. Emotions, even if we don't wear them or express them, it's something that we can feel going on with inside of our body that other people can't see. So everything it doesn't have to be I guess understood or physically manifested for it to exist.
You know why you can feel and understand what somebody else is going through?
Well, not everybody has that ability, but I can. But go ahead.
Because that person also exists in your objective reality. You have 5 senses. If your God exists and he's real, how come you cannot access him with any of those 5 senses?
My bad. I was moving around. So the 5 senses, I have an understanding that there are a few more senses, which I'll go into as well too. I'm not sure if you're familiar with any other senses that
just stick to the 5.
Right. Well, outside of the other ones you can, but the 5
right. Because all of the ones that are objective and that other people can see and experience at the same time as you in the shared reality that we have, you can't demonstrate any of those. So you have to have these ones that you conceptualized that allow you to experience this thing that only exists in your brain. If you can't demonstrate it, we can't verify it, we can't falsify it, there's no way for us to prove anything that you're saying is real.
Well, science actually said that we have between 22 and 33 senses, additional senses besides our
Oh,
five senses.
no, I'm not gonna let you. I'm not gonna let you run from my point. My point was your
was that we only have-
creator, your creator, God, source, whatever you want to call it.
Okay.
According to y'all, created humans, and if he created humans, he created was it 5 senses that we know that we all share, but yet we cannot access this, whatever you want to call it, with any one of those 5 senses. We need some other sense to access it. Why would that be?
I think we can because we're literally having this physical experience right now. So that's proof that we can see and we can experience the experience that we're having itself is proof.
No, it's proof that we can experience our reality. I'm saying the supernatural being that you're talking about. How do you access that being with your 5 senses? You can't.
Well, that's not true because I embody that supernatural being as well too, because there's no separation between me and the supernatural. It's all just like the.
Here we go with the mystical mumbo jumbo.
Well, you can say that, but we can look at it philosophically, or we can look at it a different way.
What part in your body? Where can we go in your body to see that God?
And my DNA in every cell. Right.
So where in your DNA do we see your God?
Inside of every cell. So a lot of I guess spiritual people, they associate God or a creator with the sun or with light, and every living cell, every cell in our body naturally glows.
What?
You don't know that every cell in our body is composed of light, and even then, right? So do you know we have
making up shit,
brother. Okay.
Hold on. Go do your research, please. I don't want you to think I'm making up no. And then even then, do you know that we have an energy field around our body, or am I making it up too?
I'm with you. None of that is a God, though.
No, but he said, I'm not saying a God, but he's saying things that can't be seen that exist that we can still measure, right? That's something that exists that we can't physically see with our 5 senses, but it can still be measured through science. Would you?
We can't see you said we can't see the cells with our 5 senses.
We can't see the cells in our body. No,
how we know they glowing then?
Because we got scientific evidence. We have microscopes and technology that have allowed us to look at them at a smaller scale. But physically, with our eyes, just looking at you, when I look at you, I just see you. I don't see.
You just said they're using microscopes to see it.
They're not using their 5 senses alone. They're using technology on top of it.
Sight is one of our senses, brother.
But when you see me, do you see any of my? Do you see cells, or do you see a human being? Do you know that? Do you understand how vision even works with the light at the eyes for us to be able? So even when you seeing the light reflecting off of something, that's not even what the color is. That item. So this science tells us. It's like
None of that is a God, though. So this is God is not real.
So
nothing I've heard, because I've been listening to you and Breeze's conversation the entire time, and nothing either one of y'all has said is a God. God is.
So you said none of that points back to a creator.
Yikes!
No.
Oh, thank you for the guess. I don't know who sent that. Sorry,
we're talking about God, brother. You can call that process creator all you want, but God is still not real. You understand?
I don't. So, I mean, imaginary God. but I know a creator exists.
Again, what proof?
The scientific or the natural process you described earlier, that's not a mind in the sky or a thing. It's not a creator. I don't know why you would refer to it as that, because you're anthropomorphizing nature. Because when you say creator, you mean God. And when I say God, I mean what the word actually is supposed to be. You know, you just don't want to call it God, but that's what you're talking about. But that's not a God, though.
What is your idea of, I guess, what are you explaining as God?
I don't have to explain it. It's what the word has always been used to refer to.
Well, you might have to, just because if you talk about, when I hear God, I hear I think I heard somebody say some shit like Sky Daddy. I heard somebody call him Sky Daddy. It's like somebody in the sky looking at everything that you do. This big boss who, if you don't do the right thing, then he gonna strike you down. All the stuff that the biblical text kind of reference as far as God. That's what I think of when I hear the word God.
Yeah, but the Christians got the word from somewhere else, though.
I'm sure they did. They got a lot of that stuff from somewhere else. But I'm saying when I hear God, that's what I think of. I'm not sure if that's what you're referring to.
No, when most of us hear God, that's what we think of, because we've been colonized by them. So of course, whenever we hear the word that they took, we're going to always think about them or their God, but it's not even theirs.
Absolutely, I agree. But again,
God is a white man.
I'm screaming
from Denmark.
I can believe that, the little painting that they got, whether a white man with the white beard. Yeah, I can see
that is, but that is God though. Everything else is something like everything else.
Never mind. I got your drift now.
Right.
Now I agree with you now, because
God is Scandinavian.
Okay.
You know what a Scandinavian look like?
I do know what they look like.
Look up Holland. Norway.
What you say?
That's what they look like.
Yeah.
Look at Holland, the striker from Norway.
Please look up a Scandinavian person and tell me, is this who you talking about when you talking about God? 'Cause this is what a God is. It's a Scandinavian man with an eye patch. His son got a hammer that he throw the hammer and it come back to him.
He got a rope.
Pasty white.
He got a what? What you say?
He got a rope. He got nothing on up under there.
What? Nigga's fresh out of bath.
But he in your DNA.
Not the laugh.
Yeah. It said God is within.
Help jobs find you in your sleep.
Ooh, when I came down. Ooh. He said it glows.
Deep up in the inside.
Y'all don't know where that's from?
Goosebumps.
Yeah.
You took it back with that one.
Yeah, that's see, Beezy can't do that. Yeah. Y'all remember that? Beezy can't do that. That ain't on his soundboard just yet, you know. Boy, I'm crying, boy. I'm crying, boy. But no, God is a Scandinavian man. So if you ain't talking about that Scandinavian man, I wouldn't call it God. If you're talking about a creator, I mean, that's a cultural thing. Everyone got one, but I don't know. You know.
You said hold on. You said everything has a creator.
Every culture has one.
Okay, but let's talk about the universe that's observable from what we know. Do you feel like that has a creator, or do you feel like it created itself?
No, he's saying every culture has a creation story, not every.
I'm aware of that, but I'm asking his personal, and I mean your personal opinion, not saying that you have to believe or subscribe to any of those creation stories, but do you believe what we're experiencing right now in totality, the entire universe created itself, or was it created by something outside of it?
The universe always existed.
Not in okay, in what way?
We have no reason to believe it didn't.
Somebody said Hell Wednesday. It's crazy. That's crazy, man.
So would you say that this is just a part of the process of it existing? We're just part of the universe existing. We're a symptom of the Big Bang or some shit.
Oh man, I wish y'all would go look up what the Big Bang is before y'all bring that into the conversation.
Jan.
Well,
I'll put it to you like this. If you don't understand something or have really no education on said something or subject, don't equate it to a God just because you don't know.
Well, I don't equate anything to a God. I was just asking, I guess, from what perspective do you guys view the creation of this experience? Because everybody's perspective of that is different, apparently. So I was just.
But the Big Bang is not a creation story, so I'm not sure why you brought that up.
That's why I'm confused. And also you're talking about the creator, which means that you think that there's some outside source that had their handling on these things. That is a God of the gods.
Well,
I don't know, therefore creator or God.
Well, I didn't say that. I was asking if that's what you believe or what you guys actually believe. I don't believe in an external force.
Thank y'all for the gifts. Roses are red, violets are blue. God is a bitch ass nigga. Don't be one too. I'm sorry, go ahead. Yeah, it's just because I don't know. It's like you're not talking about anything. If you can't put a name on your creator, then you're just talking about a gap.
So you're saying if you can't put a name on it, you're talking about a gap?
Because all of the creators humans worship got names. All of them. Every last one of them except for yours.
That's not true.
Yes, I just told you every culture makes up their
God of the gaps, and now he's backtracking. What's your God's name?
Every culture.
But are you familiar with the Tao?
The who?
The Tao.
What is the Tao?
The THO is
THO?
TAO, but it's pronounced, I guess, in Chinese manuscript it's pronounced like a D, the Tao. But
like Taoism?
Oh wow.
What about it?
So Taoist, okay.
Well, the Tao doesn't have a God, but they call the Tao is basically the way.
Yeah, but they're not.
But they don't have a God that they worship when it comes to their practice.
They do though. They do. They have a pantheonic system.
Yeah, you don't think Chinese people have creator gods over there?
Yeah, different Chinese religions, but I'm talking about the Tao specifically. I will have to let me make sure that I'm not
I'm saying like
wrong, but
like these how can I put them? These because would that fall under like
If you're trying to think of like a philosophical sense, no, because they did have a primordial God in that belief system.
No,
I mean there are some they may be just talking about like nature or some shit. I don't know, but
yes. So
Chinese people like Chinese people have creator gods. I mean, this may be like a I don't know. I wouldn't know what to call that, but I would say
I wouldn't call it a religion for one, and I know they don't have a God, but I'm sure everybody's familiar with the yin yang symbol, just to be, I guess, fundamental, right?
Duality.
Duality, but duality is really unity expressed invertly, right? So
you're speaking on something you don't know. Someone in chat has been correcting you. Kapow, would you like to come up? Because you seem to know more about this religion than even he does.
Well, again, it's not a religion. And if somebody wants to come up and speak on it, I'm glad to.
But I'm saying that culture, those Chinese people have.
This Christian is probably part of that culture. So I tread lightly with saying they don't know what they're talking about when it stems from their culture.
I didn't say nobody didn't know. I said they have some information. But again, just like any religion, you don't have to be a specific culture to be inside of a practice. You can be black and be a Buddhist and a Muslim or a Christian. It's different people in every culture have different.
Absolutely not.
Hey man, see, it's my.
And Taoism is a religion, whether you like it or not.
Yeah, it's recognized by the Chinese government as a religion. So, and why are you just spiraling in different directions and just throwing shit at the wall and hoping something stick? What are we even talking about anymore?
Boy, this is you don't know where you at, boy. You talking about some, no. I say black folk can't be no Muslim or no Christian or none of that because it ain't theirs. And it was forced on them. The Abrahamic religions were used to colonize us, so we can't practice those. I wouldn't practice those.
That's I guess it's more of a reference. I wouldn't practice those, but I wouldn't practice. Well, I would practice what makes sense, but I would study them all. Like it's certain things in Christianity that they give you certain, in the Bible they give you certain keys of wisdom that it probably wouldn't hurt to practice certain things, but to go up and be unaliving people and doing everything that they say, you can get wisdom from anywhere. That's one thing I do know.
Yeah, you definitely can. You can get wisdom from a brack head, but I wouldn't do brack. But if you know, if a Christian told me not to practice Christianity, that's good advice. But no, ain't that, listen, all of those positive teachings that come out of those imperial cults and shit, they don't got a monopoly on that shit. That shit, everybody, like, that shit predates them. It wouldn't even be a Christian thing. It would be an Egyptian thing, something they got from an earlier culture or something. So it ain't even there. It's something they stole.
Everything they got they took and manipulated and turned into something else. I'm aware of that, but I'm just saying it is certain forces. But I'm saying it's
like this. If like let's say you write a book with all these good teachings in it, and I copy your book word for word and don't give you credit. Should nobody be talking about, I like Barr's book. He got some real good teachings in it. Them ain't my teachings. I shouldn't even wrote that, and I should have. That's your shit. Yeah. So we shouldn't even speak about my book as if it is anything. It don't hold no weight, no value. Because it's plagiarism and it's a bastardization and it's someone else's, and I shouldn't have wrote that. That's how we supposed to speak about Christianity.
I will say this
because it ain't yours. You stole it from somewhere else.
And that's the thing. It's like we see the trifecta of religion throughout time, because there's always people need to realize that those areas, they were already in trade. What are they going to trade besides clothing, dyes, foods? They're going to be trading stories. You do know that even the Greeks and Egyptians, we have stories of our deities working together, switching places, being morphed into each other. It's nothing new under the sun. Also, by the way, the Egyptian gods are real because Egypt won today.
I mean, that's better proof than what a lot of people throw it up here.
All I'm saying is you can go to the Nile and you can come face to face with a crocodile. I'm pray so bad. Can I get the Amun-Ra?
You know, you give me ominous vibes too. I ain't gonna hold you. Y'all give me omnism vibes. Hey, if you get your heart me, you gotta send a rose to go with it. It count as one diamond if you send a rose with it. Yeah, what you was saying, brother? You give me ominous vibes.
Tell me what that is.
A person who sees that there's a truth in all these different religions and stuff. Is that you?
I believe in a philosophy closely related to Darwinism called the Law of One. Basically, that the universe originates from one infinite source, basically, and we're all a reflection of that source in one way or another. It's a lot of different things that represent and correlate with that, and that would make us gods. And yeah, it is Egyptian gods, and there's so many different deities and creators and portions of the creation, but it's all expression of the same source, I guess, from the perspective that I carry.
You know what that sound like to me? You know when you go to the state fair and the dude be like, I'm a guess your weight. Let me guess, you're somewhere between 100 and 250 pounds. Am I going in the right direction? And he just keep whittling it down. Like it's nothing. Like it's just casting a broad, vague net so wide that something got to be true about it.
Well, it's not like casting a net. It's observing the patterns of the universe. It's observing nature. It's observing people personality. Also looking at biology. Also looking at quantum physics. This is not. You acting like this is stuff that can't be quantified. Let me be simple. So when we talk about waves and frequencies, people may take that as
Christ consciousness.
Right, but again, even I just want to go basic.
No, I know. I'm just saying that I'm telling Breezy that's what you are. You're into Christ consciousness.
I understand what that is. I'm not gonna say I'm into Christ consciousness. But
you're explaining what they usually spew.
I don't know. That's not what I'm I guess going towards. But I was going somewhere with that, but I kind of lost my train of thought. I'm sure it'll come back to me.
Your frequencies.
Oh, thank you.
Is the Kundalini?
Right, absolutely. So when most people think,
exactly my point.
Yes, ma'am. When people say something like, "Oh, your frequencies or your energy or your vibration," some people may see that as, "Oh, that you being vague or spiritual." Or that's some woo-woo stuff, but that's the same very stuff that make the radios work, that make TVs and cell phones and give us reception. When people say that crystals and you dealing with these stones and these crystals and you being spiritual, you being woo-woo, but these are the same minerals they're digging from the earth from to be able to make the technology that power everything that we're operating from. So it has some type of spiritual or scientific.
No, it doesn't. It has scientific properties. Where's the spiritual part? That first
that
of all,
is the spiritual part, though. That literally is the spiritual part of it. That you can take it, a stone or a rock or these different pieces, and that's what alchemy is. That's where they got science from. Science is from alchemy. That is magic when you're putting these things together to be able to create these things. If you go back 100 years and show somebody, or 200 years and show somebody a TV or some of the things we have, they'll say they'll go crazy because we're discovering ways to use the environment in different ways, right? So but people said that was spooky or that's demonic, but that stuff is just
you losing me again. Like you're just all over the place. What is spiritual about a TV?
Okay. Let me show you what's spiritual about a TV, a Wi-Fi, and all of these things as well too. So those same waves and those waves that are being emitted through the TV or through the radio or whatever you're around, those waves are also passing through your body. And not only that, these things are changing your cells and every cell in your body in different ways, from the music you listen to, from the radio towers, from sleep with your phone by your head. All of this stuff is having physical effects on your body, right? So we don't know. A lot of people don't know how the things that are around them are interacting with them is affecting things like their mood. Somebody could just be like, oh, why this person acting like this? But it can be certain things that they're around, or if they're people.
You have a problem sticking to the point. You made a point that if you went back 100 years and showed somebody a TV, they wouldn't believe it was real, and somehow that was connected to spirituality. So I asked, how is a TV spiritual? And now you talking about some whole other shit that don't have nothing to do with the TV being spiritual.
So you didn't point I was making. Okay, go ahead. My bad, host. Go ahead.
You ever heard of Whataburger?
I've been in your live before, and you said the same thing before. So
couldn't do it.
You know, I'm still the spokesperson down there. They gave me a new deal, man. The #2 meal, bro. Double Whataburger meal. Substitute the fries for the onion rings, and it come with a free drink. Tell them Bartholomew Octavius Ranch sent you. No relation. They give you a free meal on the house. I'm telling you. Well, it's about that time. I'm gonna get down. Ariel is live, so y'all go over there. I'm gonna get down.
All right, my brother.
Over there.
Black people should not be Christian. Yahweh is not real. Thank y'all for supporting the live. Put a burger in the chat wherever you go.
We can't get a roses are red before we go.
Oh shit. Roses are red, violets are blue. Be a real nigga and drop them religions like me. I mean,
oh shit.
Fuck. These come off the dome, so I gotta okay. Roses are red, violets are blue. Real niggas drop their religion. Be a real nigga too. That's what I was trying to say. Hey. YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. I appreciate y'all, Black Atheists. I'm gone. God is not real. Amen. Oh, I got it. I'm sorry.